Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 of our exploration into Earthborne Rangers. This is a game, if you didn't get to watch last week with us or you're watching this, not while we're actually live, that started on Kickstarter, or launched on Kickstarter a week ago Monday? Wait.
Feels like 1,000 years ago, doesn't it?
I don't even know. 2 weeks ago. We're 2 weeks in?
That's right.
Hold on, let me pull up the Kickstarter.
I'm going to
share a link to it. Yeah, there's 8 days to go.
What's everybody doing out there? Just going over the headlines.
No. I pasted, so I have a campaign note, right? So as an example, for anyone that was with us, we ended last time in Golden Shore.
Terrence in the chat there.
There have been 4 days that had passed.
Okay.
We befriended Artel.
We did, but we missed out on the real.
So I have a note. This future goals: get Artel to the Golden Shores.
Yeah.
Right, and then most importantly, fish at White Sky during Gibbous. For some reason that was copied and I pasted it thinking I had the link. I almost just chatted that out.
Now it's important to note too is that these are just kind of personal things that we've written down. The game didn't really tell us to do that. We just wanted to make sure we didn't forget, you know?
It did tell us to write down certain things, like that a day had passed.
Yeah.
Or our ending landscape. That was also important, which was there.
It's kind of like when you're playing one of those computer games. Like Divinity 2. Original Sin. I played that one. And you know that you have like journal updates every 5 seconds, and it's like, don't forget, this blacksmith really needs some ore or whatever. But you never read them because you're just looking for experience. You're grinding spiders and whatnot. But in this game, actually, it's kind of the whole thing. So like, I'm just looking to get story prompts, figure out what everybody's doing. What's the fisherman up to? What's going on there? What's even going on at Golden Shore here? That's the big question. Well, and eventually we'll find this person, or maybe not.
We had the missing Quisi Voss
Hold on a second. Let's pull this up. So we have new art that Andrew shared with us.
That is maybe my favorite piece of art.
Show this Quisi Voss if you would, Bryce. If you could pull that up. That's not it, but it is also a very nice card.
That does look nice.
But it was good. It was good.
There it is.
But okay, so hold the phone here. This is. I think this is the best thing that we've seen in Earthborne so far.
The only thing I don't like about this is how much of the art I can't see.
Yeah, I know.
They posted the just
stupid
full
card
art on their Facebook.
I mean, this is like
and it looks
art.
It reminds. It's the most reminiscent of like Princess Mononoke style stuff I've seen. It was going that direction. Some of the art, but anyways, I really enjoyed it.
Truly beautiful.
But we had this missing person we were tasked to go find. And I just got totally distracted by the world. And I think a lot of people...
we got so distracted.
And we were learning the basics
of the game.
Played
very poorly, ultimately.
I think so. In hindsight, it's like, we shouldn't have done most of what we did. But that's how you play these games. And I also think that, like, I accidentally just saw this, and I'm so excited to get to... It's called Kleptic Raccoon.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to know anymore. I just saw the art, and it made me smile.
Raccoon stealing stuff?
I got distracted by the world. I think for a lot of people when they first start playing this game, it'll be the same because you know nothing, right? But based on what I get a sense is going to happen, White Sky is a location we'll visit many times throughout the game, and then you'll know it's like, Artel shows up. It's like, it's Artel. He's down there fishing. He's always around.
He's always down there fishing. Yeah.
And so you'll be less probably distracted as the game goes on until you get to new places. But that's
I think that's
cool
the whole
temptation.
Thing, isn't it? What is this? The new place. What's going on here?
Or you can be dead set on the mission. I mean, it's up to who you are and how you want to play.
A couple of things that Zach and I have discussed as we played last week, things just to keep in mind, is when you get the game, whenever that is, probably a year from now or something. I don't know, Andrew, do you have a timeline? Don't say one if you do. That's nothing but problems.
I mean, I think 2022 generically is kind of the understood.
Yeah.
Sometime in that year. Now, one of the big pieces of that, not to sidetrack too heavy,
we'll do it anyway,
is the regional manufacturing, assuming that happens. Now, I know he's really close.
Didn't we hit the number to start thinking about the number?
2,500 is when he revealed how many that he needed in each location to do the printing. And
what's
I think
the number?
I don't know the exact number.
Is it on the thing? Is it on the campaign?
Maybe, but I know
you better put it there.
I know the U.S. number is like we're under like 70.
Okay, so it's happening in the U.S.
So literally, what I was saying is I would be really excited if that happened on this stream.
So
if you're on the fence in the U.S.,
also
let's get
go.
U.S. regional manufacturing.
Let's go UK. Let's go EU.
Yeah.
Let's go. Where are you? I mean, I know there's some localized languages happening in the EU, and probably more of that to come. I think that depending on the funding, Andrew's probably looking to go as heavy into that as possible, finding partners that can do that. But UK, come on, you guys, you Brexited, so congratulations on that. But now we can get manufacturing in the UK.
Ben Clapperton says, I'm going. Bentley, you represent.
I feel like I'm on the QVC channel.
Andrew says a year from now is the goal.
Year from now is the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says we're under 100 from unlocking the goals. So have you not shown the goals? What? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Kickstarter. It's not a platform.
Yeah, old man shakes fist at cloud situation.
I just throw the money in the machine.
Whatever the kids are doing. Is there a TikTok about this?
But no, it's really cool. I had a great time last week. I think today is going to be particularly good. If you didn't watch last week, that's fine. We're going to be playing, having a much better understanding of the game. We didn't get anywhere near achieving the actual mission. So you have basically missed nothing except for Steven and I learning the rules and fiddling around with our decks and trying to be good at the game. Even though, just in hindsight, it's I did so many bad things. But
yeah, that's why we're here. So here's a couple of revelations that Zach and I have had. Travel more. So don't be afraid to travel. This is something that we're definitely gonna do.
Yeah. Go from location to location during one session.
If things are getting a little wild, travel. Yeah. Get out of there. You have a reset button. Number 2 is essentially understanding the way that the travel decks, the path decks are set up, so that if there's something at a location that's a landmark, like the bubble that we banged our heads against for a while, that will always be there if you go back to White Sky.
We can go to White Sky and try to find it again and do our thing.
So if you're in Arkham Brain, or if you're in Champion's Brain, doesn't really exist in this capacity, but if you're in Arkham Brain and you're saying, if I don't do this thing now, I can't mark it in my campaign log, and therefore the rest of the campaign, I didn't do the thing, and so it's going to punish me or reward me for doing or not doing.
Or just sit back there in your mind thinking, what was in that room I didn't go to?
What if I could have got the key and gotten it?
Yeah.
So you can always go back and find out what's going on at the bubble.
Yeah. Even one of the side quests I want to do at some point is getting Artel to Golden Shore. So if we ever get back to White Sky and find Artel and have the chance, it's now I know we need to talk to him, and then we need to get to Golden Shore.
Absolutely.
But that should be an opportunity that's available to us for a while.
We'll keep our brains open. Also, welcome. I see Frank and Peter there from Drawn to the Flame in the chat.
Nice.
What's going on, guys? Had many wonderful conversations with them on podcasts, and then also just general,
life,
person-to-person conversation. Okay, one thing we want to do now, we're going to roll from the top of game setup. We're starting where we left off at Golden Shore. I wanted to bring attention to how the path deck gets set up.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that being a really fun thing. So, long story short, we're starting somewhere that we didn't travel to in a standard way, right? So we took a strange boat over to Golden Shore, and I believe we established last time that if we're starting in a location that we didn't directly travel on a path to get to, that we can choose any of the paths connecting to it, look at the icons, and then choose one of them to use for the base of the path deck.
So let's pull up the map.
Look at this map. Also, maps.
I love maps. So this is the little zoomed in version of the map. Hopefully it'll pop on the screen. This is the map we have down on the table. And we are at Golden Shore, which is middle rightish, right above the lake. And then we got there by boat, so we didn't take any of those paths. So we could basically choose either water, because it's left and right is water, and above us is that forest
that northeast.
So because we played water last time, we thought it would be fun to check out the other deck.
That's correct.
The forest, which is where I found my little kleptic raccoon friend.
So pull up here. Let's pull up one of these. Let's pull up the overgrown thicket here. Bryce, can you do that for us? Although I love being personified as a map. Which is quite funny. Okay, overgrown thicket. So you see on the bottom it says forest 12 of 12. So anytime I'm traveling from a place to a place and there's a forest in the middle, it's a part of the path that I'm taking to get there. I'm going to take 12 of these forest cards, and this is going to establish the foundation of my path deck. So eventually over time, I'm going to know that at least in this section of the valley, anytime I'm moving around in a forest, I know that I'll learn these cards and kind of what's around in the forest of the area. It makes sense, right? Then, depending on if you're at a landmark space, like a very known area, like you see the big things on the map, Golden Shore, White Sky, Atrox Mountain, Northern Outpost, Mount Him, or Mount Nim, these are examples of important places that have standard things in them. So if you look at your landmarks, do you have the landmarks for Golden Shore in here already? Or did we get those?
I didn't shuffle it. I think they're right here.
Okay. Let me check those out. So your landmarks will actually be added to your base path deck of 12 to get you to 15 cards in your essentially encounter deck. And so if something doesn't have strong landmarks associated with it, it will actually pull in 3 random valley landmarks.
Because we're in the valley right now.
Because we're in the valley, and so if there's nothing notable at the space, we will shuffle these up and choose 3 to randomly put in the path deck.
I like that.
Now, what this actually means in terms of like you're evaluating this game for the long term, I assume, if you're out there thinking about backing it or not backing it, what I get most excited about is this mechanic in the game, where I could easily see an expansion, piece of expansion content that takes these 6 random valley landmarks and adds 50 of them.
Sure.
Where like
changes with seasons or time or whatever.
Every time you're traveling, you probably, unless you play a ton, cannot predict what random landmarks you're going to find.
Also imagine, I know this is crazy to think about it, but if you treat it kind of like a legacy game, imagine if there were landmarks that went in based on previous decisions you made.
Oh.
So it's like you make a decision, an avalanche happens, and it's like, take these 3 landmarks out, put these 3 in instead. And so instead of getting the, ranger hut in the forest, it's like the collapsed ranger hut. Or certain characters in certain places, that kind of a thing.
There's so many good ideas. Let's hope Andrew actually has them. Okay, so White Sky has some landmarks associated with it. Northern Outpost has 3 specific landmarks. Lone Tree Station has 3 specific landmarks, and the rest are the random landmark deck. That's what we're going to be using. So we are going to shuffle up, and we're going to choose 3 random. Yeah.
Plus we have the forest, and that's how we build the deck that we're encountering.
That's right.
Of course, we're at Golden Shore. So to leave Golden Shore, we're going to need to put 4. What are these called? Progress?
It says R on it.
It's per ranger. So it's...
Oh, yeah, progress. Let's say progress.
Whatever that stat's called. And I'm just going to read this card really quick. So we're going to read Story Entry 500.
Choose 3 for me. No agendas.
We don't look at them, right?
Great. Nope, don't look at them.
So we can take a spirit test and put in the infinite triangle to contemplate the slow rhythmic waves as they lap the glittering shoreline to soothe 1 fatigue for every 2 effort.
I love it. We also figured out effort a lot better, so we'll do it better this time.
Yeah, as you do. So this comes into play, right?
Yeah, let's run down. Set up player areas is our first thing. We're going to head over ourselves. We're just excited.
All right.
Put your aspect card, roll card, and universal action in front of you.
So as a reminder, my role is Peerless Pathfinder. So it's not a specific character. I'm playing the character that I want to be.
Let's zoom it on in, shall we?
And the role, every role we've seen so far has an exhaust ability, which you can use once per round, basically. My exhaust ability is I can move my ranger token to a feature. That feature fatigues you. So I would exhaust, put my token here, I have this little red token, onto a feature, and then it fatigues me. So I assume I just take 1 fatigue for making that journey.
Also worth noting on character creation, this is totally beside the point, but Andrew was talking about this earlier. I don't know if it's true or not, but essentially you have a template for the Rangers, and you can just put in whatever art you want and print it out for your ranger
character.
So like you can draw your own character or whatnot. You don't have to choose a persona. It's
you can have it custom done, etc. Kind of like role playing, right? So then we also have these. I forget what these are called. The stat cards, basically.
Aspects. Those are the 4 aspects.
Yeah. So these are the 4 main stats. You can use these tokens basically to take tests. My character has 3 awareness, which is the green token, 1 spirit, 2 fitness, and 2 focus. And there's a bunch of these apparently. So when you're building a deck, you pick a role, you pick one of these, and you pick all. That's a pretty cool process. You get to choose a background, which contributes 10 of the cards you get to choose from that group.
You find another one of those
somewhere? Is it in this deck? That one?
That's it.
It looks just like these.
Thank you.
Test cards. Anyway, so you have your stats, you have your role, you have your background, you have your basically. What was the other one?
Your personality.
There it is. Personality cards, and then you
outside
get
interest.
The splash.
I mean, it's just yes. Okay, so we've got the first step. We've set up the player areas. Then we've got our decks. Of course, you're going to need to come in here. So I'm going to shuffle this up. Then we're going to draw our starting hand. So we'll draw 6 cards from our deck.
Trail mix, let's go. And that multi-tool every day. 6 cards?
Jordan Collier is saying, I think the correct thing. The way the flavor text is implemented is absolutely incredible. I agree with that. And yes, until the end of time, I think we are presuming 3, 2, 2, 1 and 12 variations on the aspects. I imagine at some point we could see any number of interesting aspect configurations.
Oh, wow. That's a cool card. I can't wait to see the art for some of these. All right.
Oh, look at this. So this is crazy. So start with 2 favorite gear cards. So you can soothe the fatigue when you use the gear, which is phenomenal. Got the carbon forged cable, so I could like, leash predators and stuff around and heal fatigue when I do it. So you see how that's supposed to work.
You got to find those canteens.
Love Mother Invention. When something would be discarded, you reattach it to a card in play. So an attachment like favorite gear, when it would leave, you get to attach it back in. Moment of Desperation, which I hilariously used on my gloves last time. Also enjoy that. So now I just need to find all the gear in Casterly Rock.
Well, we'll do it.
Elect the lead ranger. Zach, how would you keep taking the lead there?
Yeah,
you did
I am
great job last
the Peerless Pathfinder.
You always draw the first path card at the end of the refresh phase. There are also card effects that sometimes make that important. Shuffle the challenge deck. This is what we've done here. Place it above the surroundings. How about right here? That works for me. This is the challenge deck right there. Set up the starting landscape. So we've got Golden Shore
sitting here. Now, Golden Shore has this, that's the...
one presence.
Presence symbol?
Yeah.
So how does that ever come up?
I think things would mention it.
Okay.
Like you take a test equal to the presence of the landscape, those kinds of things.
Okay. I was going to say, because I know that's how much you fatigue when you're interacting with something as an example, but
Set up the starting landscape, we did that. Set up the weather card. Where's the NET?
Is it still raining?
It's still raining.
All right, so this is downpour?
Now, we could, if we wanted to, make it different weather to make it easier or nicer on us.
Yeah, but we don't have that choice.
It's not telling us to do that.
So it comes in with 4 rain tokens. Let me get those set up.
See weather on page at.
Set
up the mission cards. Find the corresponding mission. Where's that search mission?
Right here.
Just saw it.
You want to read that to remind us of what our goal is and how it works?
So we are on a search mission. Okay. When it comes into play, place 2 trail tokens on it when a feature comes into play. So any non-predator prey things will get 2 trail markers on them. When you clear a card with a trail token on it, place that token on this card, and we need 8 of those on this card to read entry 100. Yeah. And of course, it's got all sorts of fun interactions with the weather.
So that's like the main mission here, the objective, so to speak.
That's right. And we know Quisi Boss is on here, face down. We're looking.
Yeah, we're trying to find her.
And love that art again. Let's make this all real nice. What do you think? In fact,
you're a little tilty up there.
I'm tilted, right? Okay, we'll do that here. How about this? This will be really nice.
That's great. I love everything that's happening.
Just really nice. We just want a nice experience. We're here to have a nice experience. I'm playing too much Flesh and Blood where I wanted to murder my enemies.
Using the new search card text?
Yeah. So we do have a couple of erratas that have come through. I printed them out. We only had the black and white here at the station, so I didn't want to ruin the aesthetic with a bunch of black and white stuff. But the search mission does we've got a couple of things. Look at these. Also, I feel like Lone Tree looks the same, right? Does it look the same, that art? Or is that different? Because that looks really good. Anyway, let's not show it. I don't want to give Andrew any credit.
It's on the screen.
Okay, the new search card says, if your current location is not a ranger station when a feature comes into play, place 2 trail tokens on it.
Okay, so
ranger stations, they can't be lost at the ranger station.
That's right. So like Lone Tree and White Sky wasn't one, was it?
It's just that if a feature comes out that says ranger station, there's no tokens on that one.
Yeah.
It's only in the wilds.
I thought the ranger station was like...
When you clear a card with trail, place that token on this card when there are 8 more. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So there's no clues where the rangers would definitely have already been found.
That's right. And let me make sure. They must have come this way. Move 1 trail token to another. Remove 1 trail from this feature. So yeah. Okay. So everything else is the same here. So we do have the new mission card. Remember, if we get to Lone Tree Station, there are some new things, and Northern Outpost has some new things.
Okay.
And then Vera and Quisi Voss has some new things. The old boat guide.
Was Quisi, did she change, or did the art just
It may just be art, but we haven't seen the old. We'll have to check it when we get there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and now we set up the mission cards. Have you done? Build and shuffle the path, which we've done. So we added 3 random landmarks because Golden Shore doesn't have any directly tied to it. And then we have 12 forest cards because we chose the forest given its connecting. And then Resolve a rival setup. Perform all instructions on the back of the current landscape. This one. Let's see if there's anything on the back of this guy. Oh, Golden Shore. Cool. Search for the next prey. Search for the next prey. So I think we start with 2 prey in play.
Just do we go from the top?
I think so.
Predator.
He's not a prey, is he?
Predator.
I think it's going to be a bunch of deer.
This is a Sitka buck.
Yeah.
And a Sitka buck.
Yeah.
And do these start and play with someone?
Good question, Andrew. Do these guys engage us? I don't think... I feel like prey wouldn't engage us at all. I think predators would only be the ones... Oh, wait. It tells us. It gives us a little arrow.
But, like, do they both go to me? Do we each get one?
I'll bet it's 1-1.
We'll start there.
If I were guessing.
Ooh, they're very exhausting.
Yeah,
they have 2 presents.
Tell us if we're wrong. Yeah, you can't... they've got those big horns, and they may have kids around. You know how it is with moose and stuff. All right, they do engage us. Okay.
So let me just read this Sitka buck. So it's a being, prey, mammal. It's got 2 presents. So if I interact with anything that's not here, I'm going to have to take 2 fatigue.
That's right.
Technically, if they take 3 damage, they're out of here. If we draw from the challenge deck a sun icon, what's that called? Daylight?
Sun
Mountain
Crest. Yeah.
If there's another active Sitka buck, exhaust this being add 2 damage to both this and the other buck.
So they fight.
In the sun.
Because they're fighting, for the love.
Then if we reveal a mountain, if there's an active predator, exhaust it. Add 2 damage to it. Then add damage to this being equal to the predator's presence.
So there's a clash. Oh my gosh.
And then we get a crest if there's an active Sitka doe, so a baby, suffer 1 injury.
That would be a female. A doe. Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ray,
I had no idea.
I
knew it was a, other kind of some sort.
Non-horned. Yeah, so basically if mom's around, you get attacked. Because, they probably have babies. Yeah, so it's like we're protecting the herd kind of situation.
Okay.
Situation.
Well, and then we start.
Welcome.
Over to me.
Lead Ranger.
All right.
So essentially, then we start the game. So then we draw path cards and all of that. So let's each draw a path card. You start.
Really?
Did you reshuffle after searching? Yeah.
Okay. Hanging cherry moss. It goes up here. 3 progress is what's needed. What is it called? Progress?
Yeah, progress works.
Untraversable.
2 trail tokens, courtesy of our landmark.
Yeah. What does untraversable mean?
Untraversable. You cannot travel if it's on the board.
Yeah. So we can't. Typically, if we had 4. What do we call it? Progress on Golden Shore. We could leave it and go somewhere connecting on the map.
Not with this, though. There's too much moss. Too much moss.
We can take a fitness test, which is this red stat, plus add any compass navigation icons. To pluck the high-hanging fruit to add 1 progress to this feature and sue 2 fatigue.
Oh.
If you fail, suffer 1 injury.
You got to go up and grab the moss, but you could fall.
You almost want fatigue. That's what I was thinking about since last time, is that having fatigue, if you have ways to recover it, is the card draw mechanic.
Yeah. It is card draw, and it also is getting you closer to the end of the session. So it's actually a pretty cool push-pull. The most curious thing in the game so far is actually the remember test to draw cards directly. Because, you can't... if you fail that test, it's bad.
Yeah.
If you succeed, it's like recovering a fatigue, except you don't recover a fatigue. So that's one that I'm interested in, kind of how the cards interact with it and ways to find value in it there. All right, here comes another one. We've got a Kleptic Raccoon coming right here on me. Wow, got a lot of situations here.
I like that raccoon a lot.
So 2 damage before he's
2 health.
Scuttle away, 2 health, 3 progress. So this is an enemy that actually has progress on it, and 1 presence, 0 loot. Well, that's cool. So there's loot cards potentially. Oh my gosh, we can go grind some raccoons.
I think loot will probably be tokens he puts on himself somehow.
Maybe, yeah, because he's stealing stuff, I imagine. So awareness plus heart to study and follow the curious critter. Exhaust and add progress equal to my effort. If you fail, draw a path card. So this is one. It seems like you could
do that in a single action.
Yeah, and then clear progress. Return 1 gear from your ranger discard to your hand.
He stole it.
So yeah, so you once you clear him, you can grab something from your discard to your hand. That's amazing. On the sun, will exhaust, discard an equipped gear, add 1 loot to this being, and if there are 2 loot, shuffle it into the path. So if we hit 2 suns and he discards 2 of my equipped gear, he'll run away.
So you gotta be careful not to play gear because he'll steal it.
Yeah.
So you really just want to clear him immediately.
And then on mountain, if there's an active predator, exhaust it. Add damage to this being equal to that predator's presence. So, he problems sometimes take.
So we actually kind of want the predators around.
I'm not opposed. I mean, yeah.
Again, how do you get damage on these things?
I'm just prey.
Okay, cool. And then can you read, is 500 automatically get read when we get here?
Absolutely do. 500 on Golden Shore. Let's kick it off, man.
If you pop up Golden Shore, it's one of the most compelling elements of Earthborne to me. Which is, there's these little, you'll see on Golden Shore, it's got this little book with a 500 next to it. And so there's going to be a campaign guide. And every time you hit a card like that, you actually go, and some of the stuff you don't read that entry unless you complete that thing. And that's how you learn stuff. You can achieve things, earn cards to put in your deck, find cool stuff. So I'm curious to see what we find out.
Also, is everything sound okay? The levels between Zach and I, please let us know if that sounds good. The image looks good, focus is good, lighting, etc. This room is a specter. It changes seemingly every day.
It's like...
All right, the Golden Shore 500. Now remember, if Artel was in play and we recorded that he was befriended, we go to 501, but we, of course, will do that
failed.
Wherever sunlight may kiss the shoreline, you can see how the Golden Shore earned its name. Countless flecks of gold glitter beneath the water, sparkling through the light reflected off the surface. A breeze comes in off the water, causing the grass to rustle with a soft hiss.
Sounds nice, doesn't it?
I just want to put some nice ambient music on in the background, You know what I'm saying?
We're live, so we can't do that. We could actually have a soundtrack. If it was not copyrighted music.
Yeah, taken off YouTube. We could play the nature sounds that the Earthborne put up.
That would.
What if people are listening to music right now in the background and then they don't want that clash?
But if they have music and there's just nature sounds, there's music in the nature sounds, though, right?
No, it's just nature sounds.
Just the outdoors.
Hold on, let's just explore what it looks like. We'll let the people tell us if it's annoying or not.
Newson says, Steven, you're a little high on the top end.
Thank you. All right, there's the game trailer.
Danny Goodnight says, do it full immersion. We'll see. Let's just,
Let's do a little test. All I can find are our stupid videos. Okay, Earthborne Games. There we are. Springtime in the Valley. It's like being at my house.
I mean, we can hear it. I'm sure it's not coming through pretty on the mic.
I don't know if it's coming through, but I think that'll make it okay for us. Oh, that is so nice. Oh my gosh.
Can you guys hear that?
That really is going to change the game for me.
What up, Matthew? Thank you.
Wow.
Bradley wants to know where's the Covenant VR mode.
I'm just delighted.
Yeah, it does take it to a different place when you can hear nature.
That was
Thomas
recorded.
says we can hear it. Gunner's saying we hear it. R1 says I can hear it, not too loud.
It's recorded in a hollow log. Okay. Kick us off.
I like the experimental nature of this. All right. Well, if I do, so it's kind of cool. If I do anything that's not interacting with the Sick Buck or anything that's out here, I'm gonna take his presence and fatigue.
Because you've got to work around it. You know?
Yeah.
It could be good if you want to heal and then,
Yeah. That raccoon makes me nervous. He can't steal from me, right?
You know what's funny you could do here? Think about this. So you could interact with the hanging cherry moss on this fit test to go grab some moss. Take 2 fatigue when you do it.
To recover it.
Soothe 2 fatigue and get some progress as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at my... that seems too good to... I'm looking at what cards I could reasonably, pitch to pass that test.
I'm gonna do
so it's a fit test.
With the compass.
And
I need my baubles. I'm like zoning out now that this music is so delightful.
If it's not listed, the test value is a 1, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So on hanging cherry moss, it's just a 1.
It's just 1.
Well, I think I'm gonna start. I gotta get this out, so I'll just play it and we'll go from there. Adaptable multi-tool, costs 2, gets 3 charges, and that's gonna let me use whatever test type I want 3 times, and hopefully have a friend who will, help me out. Because the other thing is, any test we're taking that's not this has a chance to if we hit mountains, it's going to remove one of these things.
The stupid rains, man. We got to get progress on that immediately.
Yeah. Agreed.
We need to find this person too. I really.
Yeah, I'm all about the mission this time. I'm not going to explore in the forest.
Let's not get sidetracked, man. Yeah. Let's not get sidetracked.
People were saying, Andrew, you got to have a soundtrack for this game. A picture, if there was a soundtrack, it's like, are you in the forest? Is it raining?
Yeah.
Is it like?
I mean, you could have talk to Wes over at Sono Sanctus. He did a lot of the Arkham music and does a lot of our stuff. All of the sound design we've got on our intros and stuff. He would totally do like I want a Golden Shore soundtrack, a White Sky soundtrack, an Atrox soundtrack. That'd be so good.
That'd be pretty sweet. All right, what are you thinking? You gonna deal with your creatures?
Well, I'm definitely gonna play that Carbon Forge Cable, and then I'm gonna exhaust the Raccoon so that he can't.
You tied up the Raccoon.
And then
I'm gonna steal it.
I'm probably gonna lead him out to the middle.
Okay. Piet says, "Wait, there's a mission." So yeah, we're on a search mission, and I think we can pop the search thing, but we're looking for Quisi. Gone missing. Retro now says the mission is to murder all the raccoons.
How cool! I totally understand how awesome this is now.
Yeah, agreed.
I was like, keep in mind, I've seen, Andrew and I played a lot of Netrunners, so in terms of how good these decks are going to be, I think we could.
Got him. Well, part of it too, it's like in an RPG, your character starts out, you're a brand new ranger, not at your greatest.
Yeah.
There's a whole stack of cards over here we can earn.
Yeah.
By actually completing things, which we haven't.
We do have 4 cert tokens from last week on the mission card.
They carry over?
I think they carry over.
Get out of town.
Yeah, we need to know if they do or not, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
That's amazing. Also worth noting, you're going to note various rules, things that are cool. If we pull up that adaptable multi-tool, you'll see the icons on the top right, the little boxes, and each character can basically hold 5 items. And so the multi-tool takes 2 of my item slots, kind of like memory and Netrunner.
Great system. All right, what are you doing, man?
I play the multi-tool.
Oh, that was it. Oh, you're waiting on me.
We were waiting on each other. That's hilarious.
Okay. Well,
Andrew's saying you have to start the mission over.
Really? Oh, I actually like that better, but I don't like it now.
I felt like it wouldn't carry over. It didn't tell us to write it down.
We didn't find anything, did we? We just got on a boat.
We did nothing.
Trail's cold. All right, I'm going to pay 1 for Carbon Forge Cable.
Couldn't find him, boss.
And then it's got the Carbon Forge Cable has this exhaust ability, and it's not a test, so it doesn't actually require an action point. So I'm going to immediately exhaust, use a length.
Now, does it carry over from location to location in the same session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I say that with a lot of confidence, but I'm almost certain that's true, yeah. All right, so we tied up the Raccoon.
Heck of a storm coming through here, don't you think? I mean, 2 days in a row of just pouring down on us.
It's not the great time for a search and rescue.
Okay, the Raccoon is exhausted. Okay. Well, universal action time. I can't progress the Sitka. I can't exhaust it though by taking an awareness test. I want to. You know what? I'm gonna get a little fancy on this one. So I will take this fit test. Now, yeah, I'm gonna take this fit test.
Okay.
So I have to do 1 red,
right?
Unless I wanted to use my,
And so, and when Zach's doing a test here, you can add any number of tokens of the corresponding aspect to get an extra effort. So if you had 3 fitness tokens, you could put all 3 in to get 3 to your effort, but you have to put at least 1 in to start the test.
Yeah. So I have 1. I'm going to only do 1. And this is what I was realizing last time. You said it actually on the stream. I went back and listened to the first part so I could listen to the rules, having some context of the game, but also not be focused on trying to be on camera at the same time. And this is essentially the number of tests you can take in a round.
Yeah.
So spending 2 tokens to increase your odds means there's 1 less fit test I get this round.
If you fail, though, you do suffer an injury. So this is a particularly notable test.
I won't fail. Too big to fail. So I am going to contribute, though, because you have basically the aspect, and then what are these stats called?
Oh, what are the disciplines maybe or something? I don't know.
The approach.
Approach.
The approaches.
Approach, yeah.
So I'm going to add 1. So now I'm at 2 to 1. And then I'm good to go. I'm going to draw one of these random cards.
I'll try to make this clear for everybody. So this is the difficulty of the test unless it says it.
And before that
Difficulty
happens
1.
as well, anything that is within reach, which is engaged with me, I suffer fatigue equal to his presence. So the Sitka Buck is going to have a presence of 2. So I'll take the top 2 cards of my deck and put it in my fatigue pile here.
And yeah, so what that symbolizes is basically there's something around, and you can't just like normally, just walk and be as you normally would. You have to give them some space. So that's what the fatigue here represents. You're having to go out of your way to kind of not get the Sitka Buck's attention as you go try to pick this moss. All right, so the test is difficulty 1. You have 1 token and 1, 2 effort. So 2 effort to 1. We'll see if you pass or fail.
Here. And this was a fitness test, so I got a 0 on this card. And this is Sun 1. So first thing is I passed the test.
You passed the test. So your 2 plus 0 is greater than 1, so the test is passed. Success.
So I add a progress.
The old hanging cherry moss there. We're just resolving the test.
And then I soothe 2 fatigue, so this fatigue is going to go into my hand.
Very good.
And then I did not fail. But then we got a sun icon, so starting from the top down, we'll reveal. So the search thing says, they must have come this way, move 1 trail token from a feature to another feature. I can't.
So there's no other, I don't believe the landscape is a feature. It doesn't say feature on it, so it can't do that.
So that won't trigger. Then we'll go down. This is a sun. If there's an active prey,
there is.
Exhaust it. Add 1 progress to this feature.
Amazing.
Yep.
Mine doesn't trigger at the same time, is there?
Nope.
Yeah.
So then we keep going now with my sun icons on the Sitka Buck. It's exhausted, so nothing happens. What does yours say on
If there is another active Sitka Buck, exhaust this being, add 2 damage to both this and the other one. So there's not.
Yeah, because it's exhausted.
How cool.
So then this will go to the discard pile.
How cool is this?
Yeah. And then this will go to discard. And that will be my action for the turn. And someone was asking, because obviously we were totally new to the game last week, but they were asking if those icons resolving when we take a test. And it's really another cool component of just the way this works.
And
which is,
David's saying you don't trigger both players' challenge effects, so it runs downstream to you from top of board over
here,
to
over to me.
Yeah.
So that, and it's really nice. Andy released an early version of the rules, and now there's a bunch of people on stream that read those kind of things. Not me. I don't ever trust me with that. Welcome to Thursdays. But anyways, so essentially the board only does stuff when you're taking actions, which it reminds me, there's this VR game called Super Hot.
It reminds me of Burning Wheel.
And so like in Super Hot, if you stand still nothing happens. Like people are shooting bullets at you and stuff, but the game moves as fast as you move.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. And so it kind of feels like when you're moving, there's not like a doom clock happening in like Arkham. But it's really not that much to manage once you understand the underlying rules a little bit. Just looking for all the orange. That's why those big bars of color going across are really nice too.
Yeah.
It's like start from the top. Is there anything that matches? It matches, done.
Love it. Paul, love it, man. Okay.
One more progress on this and we're scoring 2 points.
Yeah, we need to go.
Can you pass a fit test?
Fit compass is what I've got to do on either side of this.
Because I love that strategy of like take the 2 fatigue and then.
I'm going to try that myself, I think. Yeah, I think why not? Why not reward yourself for getting wrecked? So I'm going to take this fit test. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to commit 1 token. And I'm going to commit 1 compass out of hand with Vigilant. It's the only compass I've got. I would like to save it for other purposes, but alas, I cannot. Because the test doesn't have anything associated with it, it is a base of 1. So I'm a 2 to a 1 on a fit test, and I'll draw my challenge card. It is Crest 3, and that's a 0 fitness. So I passed the test 2 to 1. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away, and it does not have a shuffle icon. So we don't need to shuffle that guy. And then I'm going to resolve the test from top to bottom. My effort is 2. It's not subtracted from the difficulty. It's just the total effort you put in. So 2 effort, it says add 1 progress to this feature. And that is going to immediately clear it.
Boom.
I believe it happens right off the bat. Andrew, correct us if we're wrong. Which will put 2 of these on our search mission.
Only 6 to go.
This will get discarded.
Yep. And then you had the crest.
Had the crest. So let's go top to bottom. The urgency of the task weighs on me. Suffer 1 fatigue. Oh, I needed the 2 for the Sitka.
Yeah, 2 fatigue. Well, you recover 2 fatigue by succeeding.
I need to keep resolving that test, don't I? So then I recover 2 fatigue. Then I go to the crest resolution. I suffer 1, courtesy of the urgency of the task weighing on me, as it clearly did not last session. Pretty obvious. Hey, what's underwater? Is there a city under there?
Is there a bubble down there? I do think they have any Gungans.
Then we go down here. To me,
Squirrel.
If there is an active Sitka suffering injury, there is not. But if there was, at this point, I would be getting wrecked.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of interesting because we have exhausted, at least I have, exhausted the creature in front of me. We've cleared the progress. So now we need more locations.
So that's where you look at your universal actions. So Spirit, Connect, add Ranger, or add Fatigue to stuff. We can draw cards, exhaust beings, or you can traverse to add directly to the Golden Shore.
I do think... hold on.
You can connect.
Okay, so you can clear the Raccoon if you wanted to.
You could observe my Sitka buck and exhaust it, but it's not a huge deal.
I think I want to put some progress on this.
Yeah,
so that we can leave when we want to leave.
Yeah.
So to do that, it's either fit. It's only a fit test. It's got to be traverse. Okay. All right, I will take
just walking.
I'm gonna take a traverse test here. So it's this plus any, and because the Sitka bus exhausted, I don't take the fatigue anymore. And it's just a test of 1, right? Because it doesn't say.
It doesn't say anything.
And I can add.
It does say traverse says traverse X here. So X is the presence of the card, which is 1.
1. Okay,
so
there it is. Here. That's why it's there. Oh, it's a trail. Hold on. Let's back this up. I have cool cards.
You got goods, huh?
Wow. Okay, I'm going to play this card instead. I'm going to play a Orland hiking stave. I finally found my sword. My stave. So it comes with 3 strides on it.
I love those strides.
Get these in here. Let's just get real crazy.
Cool.
I can exhaust, and exhaust does not take an action. To use 1 stride to place a progress on a trail.
Awesome.
And that's a trail. So I can just auto put 3 on there if I want.
I'm throwing another token on that. Is it gear? Yeah, it's gear.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
then I can also use this to take a fit test and whatever the icon is that's like the fish coming together. To strike out with my walking implement in an emergency. Only in emergencies. Not because I just need to clear the board. To add 1 damage to a being for every 2 effort. If I fail, suffer an injury.
Yeah, because you know they're going to get you back.
All right, over to you.
Okay. First things first, man. Now, don't forget, too, we can do that rule where you can exhaust your ranger to take a 2nd turn in a row.
Yeah.
Now, we're smart young lads, so we like to play cooperatively. Exhaust, I'm going to add 1 token to that hiking staff.
All right.
Just straight away, unless you want on the multi-tool.
Now, interesting.
I can wait.
You can wait.
I can wait. I'm just excited to help.
This exhausts to you, so it's going to take me 3 rounds to clear it.
What about, does that one too? It does not.
Yeah,
so that actually might be better.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
But just know that I'm willing to help.
I think the trail mix is the best thing you can play. Honestly.
Oh, man. Wow. Cool.
Piet asking if there's a max on the stave. So it doesn't say there is, and there wasn't any notes in the rules about that, but that could well be that you can only have the number of uses on it. Yeah, if I use this hydro lens goggles in my first test, and it's a way to scout, which would have been really useful right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna. This is where it makes sense for me to draw cards.
Absolutely.
I've got 3 focus tokens. Even if I fail, the worst thing that happens is...
Now, you could take a spirit test to try to clear the fatigue, too.
Yeah.
If you'd rather recover a card, then...
That's worthwhile.
But I'm not here to tell you how to play.
I got 2 spirit tokens there.
We've got the spirit. Now, hey, actually, hold on. Let's just say there were no active beings.
Mm-hmm. Is
They were
that
all
something that
exhausted.
we need to figure out?
Oh, actually, no, I couldn't do that this turn. Let's say next round, if there are no active beings, it might be possible for me to help us recover a whole bunch of fatigue all at once, you know?
Okay, if there were no active beings, you say. I got you. I see that.
It's also worth noting, like, if we pull up the adaptable multi-tool, if you weren't with us last week, this is an early prototype of the game, and so, like, that is concept art. It says it on there. The art in the game will definitely be finished, as far as I know, by the time it's actually coming out.
I'm gonna follow my heart here. So I'm gonna spend
I like that.
1 focus token to try to remember my ranger training to draw a card. So it's currently 1-to-1. I don't want to just dunk a test for no reason, and I've got a ton of focus tokens that are going to do nothing currently on the board. So, like, I'm happy to put another one in there. You know what I mean? Because, like, we're going to have to rest before we get the chance to take more tests, more path cards.
You could end up taking 2 of those separately, though. If you slow
Well, I'll
walk your
take
test.
another one, too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
I just don't want to fail.
I'm not here to
I'm not a failure.
tread on you.
All right, we got Crest 8 here on the challenge. So I succeed with an effort of 2. And because of me, I'm drawing a card. Then we're going to resolve the Crest. I suffer 1 fatigue because the urgency of the task, of course, is forever on my mind.
Yeah.
Can't be remembering things whenever there's so much urgency. And then Sitka Buck if there's an active predator, which there is not. Or if there's an active Sitka Doe, which there is not. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Ooh, yes. This is great, actually. We need more path cards. I'm gonna save that for the path cards. I've got good stuff for that though. Real good stuff.
Okay. I declare.
Look at you. You're the artificer here. You got all these items.
That's not how it's supposed to go. All right, let's take a...
Dude, I want to tell you something. Hold on to this guy, because we're going to have some crazy synergy if a trail drops onto the board.
There's a trail here.
Is this the only trail? Do you think only these are trails and the rest are just features?
I don't know. Surely there's got to be trails inside the trails.
I don't know.
and
Maybe
you have been
trails
hiking.
are only the things that you go to next. You know, like they're your landmarks.
And then these are all obstacles on that trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Nathaniel says, I just realized there's a nature track happening and I like it.
That's right.
Oh, man. Don't you know? Well, I think I will...
Hey, you know what's interesting?
What's interesting?
If you clear this thing with progress, you can return the goggles to your hand.
Yeah, I want to do that.
And you would do that by connecting with it.
Yeah. Equal to my effort. So if I connect, it's heart plus spirit. So that's what I was looking at.
All right, let's
So
go.
I'm going to go 1 here, and then let's put some heart into it.
Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can interact with things that are exhausted, right? Like this thing is fine.
I think so. It just doesn't get its icons.
You can also study it to add progress equal to your effort, if that's a better test for you, awareness and hearts.
It's insane.
Okay.
But because I can do that, that's a different test I can take, so I'm not going to unload on this particular one. So I'll put 1 in. So I'm at 2 to it's 1, because the difficulty is his presence. Is that right?
On the Raccoon?
Yeah, we need 3 progress, but the difficulty is the presence.
And you're doing the connect test?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 1 base. That's what it says. It doesn't say X.
All right. So this is an orange test, eh? Spirit, I got Mountain 6, 0 modifier, so my effort is 2, not minus the difficulty. So we're going to put 2 progress on it. And then I'll start resolving. Is that all it does?
Yeah, 2 progress on. I'll leave it
If
for
you
you.
fail, you draw a path card. That's good either way.
That's great. I might start failing that test.
Intentionally failing it.
We're going to work over this Raccoon.
Mountains. The trail grows cold. Remove a trail token from a feature. None exist. Great.
What are we using
I
as
don't have any
progress tokens?
mountains. Progress? I've been using the
Little Keyforge.
the orange
Guys?
version.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put that over there. This will get exhausted, and it's over to you.
Okay.
And you're saying you can interact with cards that are
Great.
exhausting. So we queued that up.
Well, I don't want to even risk completing this test.
Well, you have to go 1-to-1.
Oh, but I don't think this has to necessarily clear, does it? Or does it? I think they automatically clear.
Oh, you don't even want to take the test.
Because like I don't want it because I don't have gear. You need to be clearing this test. So let me work on something else here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to.
Can you fix your own fatigue?
I can soothe some fatigue.
Yeah, like your spirit test. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Voyager says intense raccoon interrogation. I do love the idea that I'm literally just like going to be following. I connected with the raccoon. I just did the connect test, right? And then I'm going to be studying it and following it to see where it's been hiding.
Paths.
It took my goggles.
Yeah, that's right. That's where those
It
went.
literally took my hydro lens goggles.
It's just like those hot dog buns, man. Where'd they go? Oh, the raccoons ate them. All right, let's do a little spirit test.
I told you I like that little raccoon guy.
Heal some fatigue. So I've got a universal action to connect with myself. It's 1-to-1. Steven doesn't really fail tests.
Famous last words, Wooly. It's okay if you fail.
It's fine, right?
What happens if you fail? Nothing?
Well, we haven't got this downpour thing yet, but we're about to get poured on. Boom. +1.
Boom.
So I succeed at the connect test, which means I can soothe 1 fatigue from any ranger.
Oh, I actually did draw mountains earlier, so I should have removed one here.
Thank you.
And you should have suffered a fatigue.
Ah.
I missed that icon.
Well, I'm soothed. It was very nice. And then we need to do the sun on this one. Active prey, exhausted.
That's
there
a
it
discard
is.
pile.
Oh, dang it. Put it upside down.
Move a trail token.
Move a trail token, no. Active Sitka Buck, no. Okay,
All right.
gone.
We're in the groove now. All right, mine. Let's study that raccoon. 2-to-1. Let's go.
Study that raccoon.
This is a awareness test. I got Sun 2. It is going to require reshuffle in a minute, but I do pass the test.
All right, let's resolve it.
So,
Add equal to
clear.
your effort.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do it. We're going to run it down. So it
Yeah,
has 4 effort on it, and that exceeds its threshold of 3, so it immediately clears.
Boom.
And I believe this guy goes to the discard pile. I
Really?
would imagine. Use 1 link to exhaust. Good question, Andrew. What happens to something that's attached? I'm going to guess it goes to the discard pile, but we'll see. And then this says, clear progress. Return 1 gear from your ranger discard pile to your hand.
Did it.
Boom.
Then
Raccoon
we'll
out.
resolve the sun icons. So, can't move any tokens, no things in front of me. Then it has that reshuffle icon, so we'll take all of these that we've already drawn and shuffle those back in.
Beautiful.
And it says discard.
Cable's discarded. Fended him off.
Should have cabled the Sitka, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know, like...
You exhausted him. I get it.
Yeah, because we hit a bunch of suns, so he would have been stealing all sorts of stuff from us. Discard and equipped.
Thief! Took my goggles.
All right. Great. So now you've got goggles.
Yep.
So we're going to wait on you to path up. I'm going to keep connecting.
Well, I only have 1 token left.
Oh, yeah.
So
You're going to have to go home.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a fit test to try to traverse something.
Let's see. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just did the clearing of the...
That raccoon is gone.
Okay. Oh, man.
I do like the art on these Sitka bucks a lot. The light coming through is nice. These guys look giant. You ever seen those videos from like Montana with the like car-sized moose in them?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I've seen some recently. All right, I'm just going to try to connect and heal some fatigue.
Jesse's saying, I love how chill this game is. The chirping in the background is perfect ambient noise.
Yeah, good. All right, we're going to do 1 in, one to me, so just 1-to-1 on the connect here.
Try to connect with a buck.
With myself. We've got Sun 8 with a 0 spirit, so 1-to-1. I succeed. Yay! And then we resolve the Sun.
Proud of it.
We can't move trail tokens. There is not active Sitka bucks around, so this guy goes out. And then I soothe 1 fatigue. Oh, yeah.
The crowd goes wild.
I just have a lot of things that require my stat.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to traverse this. 1 to 1.
Reasonable.
We're gonna take a chance. Yeah, it's too good of a card. Let's do it. Fitness test. Got Mountain 5.
Mountain
0
5.
fitness. So
Classic
I succeed.
downpour.
And I get to put progress equal to my effort. So 1. So I'll put 1 progress. What are we using as progress?
The orange tokens, yeah.
There. Then we resolve the mountains. Trail grows cold. Remove a trail token. Oh, we just get 1 more for fatigue.
Remove a rain token, gain a fatigue. This thunderstorm is awful.
And then that's all the mountains for me. And then just you remember, I'm out of tokens. So
Yeah. I think it's time to get on out of here.
you got any tests you want to finish off with?
I can go ahead and just draw a card. I guess there's no point in not doing that.
Alan, so all the player cards have an approach icons on them. So like we pull out the Hydro Lens goggles. They have that little navigation looking icon on the top left. And so you can contribute to those kind of tests.
All right, I'm just going to take a focus test to remember my ranger training.
Remember your training.
-1. Nothing there.
Very, very faint memories.
But I will resolve the mountain. So remove a rain token. Everybody suffers a fatigue. And no trail tokens to remove.
Another fatigue, eh?
Yep.
All right.
Storm's coming.
Storms are brewing. I will pass.
I'll also pass.
All right, what happens at the end of the round?
All right. So we have the option, if this is at 4, to travel, but it is not. Therefore, we do not have the option. Then we refresh. We draw a card.
There it is.
We reset our energy pools.
I now have everything I need in life.
Get everything back here.
By about round 2 is when I definitely need a snack.
That's right. Ready all cards in play.
My character, just so everyone's aware, if you weren't with us last week, loves food.
And
Still
then
dreaming of the fish at White Sky during gibbous.
That's the #1 mission, really, in all of this. And then we draw a path card, starting with you.
All right, this is what we needed. Another Seika buck.
Ooh, now it's going to get spicy.
It's a party.
It's going to get real spicy. And I've got an overgrown thicket. It's an obstacle. It has 4 progress to get through, 1 presence. We can find a path through the dense greenery by add progress equal to our effort. So that's an awareness test. And then we can also hide to exhaust 2 beings. Focus test. Plus triangles. I'm a focused man. Leave it to Hobbit
and if
Steven.
we pull a crest, remove a progress from overgrown thicket as you become lost. This feature fatigues you.
Ugh.
So don't want that.
Ugh.
Okay, over to us.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta think about this very smartly.
Now, there was something here about exhaust him or deal with him before you can travel. So obstacles prevent you from traveling. Let me see what untraversable was. I think maybe you can't put your token there or something. Can I add progress using the traverse action on untraversable? So if there's an obstacle on the table, you can't travel.
Gotcha. So to get through this trail, the overgrown thicket must be dealt with.
That's right. Now, question. Somebody was saying, I believe in the chat, that if your ranger token is on something, everything that is done there gets +1 to the test. Do you guys know where that is, or if that's true? Let's look up like move, or how about ranger token? Ranger tokens. Oh, dude, listen. When your ranger token is on a card in play, each other ranger receives +1 effort to any test they perform interacting with. I would have got to the bubble.
We would have got to the bubble.
That's devastating. Andrew didn't tell us anything. He left us out to dry.
Yeah.
Bonus is cumulative for each ranger token present.
So we're both there. It's +2.
If I'm there, you get +1. If you're there, I get +1.
But you said cumulative.
Yeah, it says that. But like if 2 of us were there, the other guy would get +2.
Mm.
But there's only 1 other ranger at our table. Yeah. Okay.
Andrew coming in with a LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Watching us suffer. This isn't supposed to be like Arkham. You weren't supposed to allow us to suffer like that.
Hey, it's a trail. It's a trail.
Oh.
It's a trail.
So I can just drop a progress on there.
Hold on, don't do it yet.
It's not an action to do that.
Don't do it yet.
I'm not doing anything yet.
Yeah, don't do it yet.
I'm gonna eat a snack.
Far out, man.
All right, I'm gonna play my favorite card in the game, Trail Mix. It's gonna take me 2 fit tokens, and I don't really have any.
Oh, hold on. Before we go to the next round, I should have exhausted to add a token to something of yours.
Oh, sure.
Choose your favorite.
Let's go.
I'll tinker with it as you're eating.
Let's put a stride. I feel like that's gonna be useful.
And then everything ready.
All right.
Okay.
Then I'll play my Trail Mix. It's gonna cost me 2.
Okay.
And it comes in with 2 morsels.
Just a couple of nice morsels.
I need to go get some raisins to put on here. I can exhaust it, use a morsel to choose a ranger that... Oh, that's why I wanted to do that. Hold on. I'm not going to use it with my fitness. I'm going to use my multi-tool.
Yes, correct. Is that only test or is that anything?
When you perform an action.
Actions only. Playing a card's an action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I was doing that last time.
Huh.
I'm going to use 2...
That's like my favorite card in this game.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm going to use 2 greens to play the Trail Mix.
So efficient.
Yeah. And then I'll go ahead. I'm going to exhaust the Trail Mix and use a morsel to recover 2 fatigue.
Oof. Look at you go there.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay. Well, check this out. I'm going to pay 2 focus for some trail markers on the thicket.
Oh, get out of town.
Cast your trail. If 1 or more is added, add an additional 1 progress.
That's amazing.
So every progress is actually 2 progress.
And just to be clear, so you attaching that to this out here, would you take any fatigue from this guy?
Man, I think so.
And if so, do you want to deal with this guy
I'll
first?
wait and deal with the guy, but I think so. Unless it's only for tests. Let's see what the rulebook has to say. Okay. When you interact with beings, features, or the landscape on your turn, anything between you causes you to suffer fatigue. Am I interacting with this by attaching it to it?
So Luke's saying every time you interact.
I feel like I'm interacting with it. I touched it. Right?
I mean, physically you are interacting with it.
I'm interacting with it in terms of the game. I can't put trail markers in the thicket if there's a buck around.
That's what I'm thinking. You want to mess?
So yeah, let's hold on.
Deal
Let's
with
go
the buck
back.
first.
Let's go back. Let's go. Although Alan's saying, I don't think playing a card is interacting. Let's look up interact. Okay. Most actions require when you perform an action on a card within reach along the way or in the surroundings, you count as interacting with that card. We're not performing an action on a card, so we're not interacting, which means we can throw those trail markers up.
All right.
My focus is so strong. And then
Piet says the buck wants in on the action.
And then I need that buck to go away.
So that doesn't cost you an action?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it does. But I'm looking at maybe I could exhaust, add a token to gear, if that's anything that's interesting, or if there's anything else that doesn't require a test to do. But perhaps not. All right, pass it over to you. Back over to you.
And how are we going to... Oh, you're going to interact with this. That's how we're going to exhaust it.
Yeah. The awareness find
That's
situation.
Take out my bucks.
Yeah, the focus.
Or if we take tests, they might exhaust themselves.
They're going to be all over each other. It'll be a sit-to-buck party in
Like
the
a
woods there.
college party. All right. I'm going to exhaust my Orland hiking stave and use a stride. And I'm going to put a progress on the overgrown thicket. And because of the markers, we're going to get an extra progress, you see.
All right, so until the end of time, Arkham is saying you can't use the multi-tool. Playing a card is an action. Oh, let me look. Commonly plus an approach icon. Most actions. Okay, let me look up action.
Holy, I do think that they're planning on making the TTS module available at some point
cards is an
to try out the
abbreviation of
game.
an aspect. Available to action.
Andrew says actions are the test, aspect plus approach cards.
So you can't multi-tool card play.
All right.
Easy.
So In that case, hold on. Let's go well back. What was the other card I
just drop 2 fitness and call it a day.
Well, I have to do
too
this.
too critical to your.
I'm still playing this, but if I have to spend those, then I'm gonna give you the morsels, so you get to recover 2. Because now I have 2. I have 0 fitness icons here, so I would recover 0 from the trail mix.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to spend something else.
Right on. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Okay.
but that's cool.
Yeah, makes sense. Andrew, I need more focus resources, man.
You should have picked a different stat.
Well, everything in my hand costs 2 or 3 focus.
How do you play it then?
Well, I've got to wait until the next turn. I've got this many cards.
Oh, that one.
This many cards that require me to have focus of 2 or 3 more. You know what I'm saying? What is this?
You need your canteen.
I do need my canteen. Yeah.
You need to find your
right
canteen.
here.
Whatever you need to do to find it.
Could be right here. All right, so I test the trail markers and pass it to you.
Okay, then I'll exhaust, not even using an action yet. Put 2 there.
And is that...
That's just an exhaust.
That's not an action, is it?
Yeah.
Wait. No, it's not an action.
Yeah.
Your staff is so good.
I'm telling you.
And trail markers says yes.
I see what I want to do exactly. Okay, so I'm just going to have to waste time.
Oh, yeah? You mean embrace your life? Can you really waste time?
I'm going to take an awareness test. We're going to try to observe a buck. Observe accident. But it's a 2. Oh.
Mon calamari noises.
Maybe I'm not. That's bad.
You can soothe yourself.
Maybe I will.
Man, this fatigue happens quick, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to travel after we get this thicket done.
Agreed.
Did you resolve your... oh, no, you didn't have to take a test.
Yeah, just put them on there. We need to get those 2, and then we need to get out of here.
The next one needs to be getting these 2 in case we draw that rain symbol.
Agreed.
So that's the only thing we can do.
That's why
How's your awareness find look?
That's why I said I need to waste time. Well, I have these 2 things. So
Right. So you got to wait on me to focus hide before you can do the thing.
And I want to save my awareness tokens to put progress on there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going to try to exhaust one of these. If you can take that test and exhaust the other 2, then we're in the clear.
But if either of those tests reveals a rain, one of these is gone.
That's exactly
It's garbage. No, we got to stay on even numbers.
That's exactly correct.
Or here's another option. You could... Hey, kid. Let me see if I've got any come by. I do. So you could exhaust this buck. Would they fatigue you if you did that? They would.
Or fatigue.
It's between you and me? I mean, technically that's true.
But you taking 2 fatigue to exhaust both of them is not bad, if you catch my meaning. Remember, I have things to get a whole bunch of fatigue back. So I think that's a good play.
Maybe this is... You're sure? I don't think this is... I think you can interact with stuff on my side without...
Alan says, trail mix taking up 2 slots. That's one huge bag of trail mix.
Let me actually read the rules here. How about that? Fatigue. See fatigue rules. Okay. And it's a presence value. When you interact with beings on your turn, elements of the environment between you and what you interact with may cause fatigue. All cards within reach of you are between you and your target if the target is in the reach of another ranger. Yeah, so you would take fatigue.
Yeah. So I don't want to spend those. I'm going to take a connect test. So 1-to-1, if I succeed, I can recover a fatigue for a ranger. So there's an orange test. Mountains Didn't succeed.
-1 and hit the
mountains.
It's
Trail
the
goes
worst
cold.
of all things.
So this removes.
Come on, trail icon's gone.
Remove a rain
Just
token
did
from
that.
each ranger suffers fatigue.
Fatigue up, and then we flip this over.
Yeah.
So now it's a gathering storm. Let's see. Add 2 rain once there are 4 more rain tokens. Peal of thunder fills the air and a heavy rain begins. Move all prey along the way. So this all goes out. Then each ranger exhausts their roll. Flip this card. So we get 4 rains on there. At the beginning of every round, we're going to add 2. We need to get out of here. This is devastating.
I agree with this. All right. Well, time officially wasted.
Yeah, success.
Over to you. I guess I should have waited to use my hiking stave until I knew it would clear that thing, but that's cool. Like, I could wait till there's 2 already on it, because if this disappears, it's like, I guess we have to clear it because it's the obstacle.
I kind of want to just clear it right now and take 2 fatigue to do it.
I think you should. Well... It's going to be a problem if these are just hanging out. Eventually. How do I exhaust them?
Do they fatigue us if we travel?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think when you travel, anything that you're interacting with.
Come on, you stupid bucks. Okay, so we count as interacting with the landscape when we travel. So anything between us and the landscape would fatigue us.
So you want to travel when they're also
Let's start killing these deer, man. I'm over this.
Start swinging.
Observe this bow. Okay. Well, I mean...
And how do you get your ranger token here?
I have cards that do it.
Because I can also exhaust a move there to give you +1 to your tests on that. I take a fatigue.
You know, what's interesting about that is if you exhaust a move here, these things are no longer... Are they still within reach at that point? Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Would a +1 modifier help you?
No, because, like, I'm not going to do this test. I'm going to exhaust this and then do that test.
Okay.
Because I don't want to take 2 more fatigue. I mean, look at this. I'm so tired already. I mean, I could do that.
I think that's fine.
Why do I want to kill? Let me check myself. Oh my gosh. This is the thing I needed. Okay. Okay. Traverse X. Okay. Connect. We can connect. We don't want to add progress. I can observe. I need koi fish. That's gonna be the key here. All right, here's okay. That'll work for me. This buck, they're hard to observe. They're 2 presents.
Yeah.
What's up with these guys?
That's what I just recognized. I was trying to do something else because I couldn't observe them well.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna use my cards while I've got them. Okay, I'm going to do the observe action. Awareness test on the buck. The buck is difficulty 2. I'm going to discard 2 cards, including this bow that I can't play forever because I don't have enough focus. So 3 to 2 on this. +1. 4. So let's succeed at the test. Exhaust 1 being.
Okay.
And that's great. Then we're going to resolve the sun and shuffle these challenge cards back in. So sun from top to bottom. Move 1 trail token from a feature to another. Can't do it. Nothing there. This guy's exhausted. They would have started fighting if I hadn't exhausted this guy. Maybe we should have let the Sitka Bucks take care of themselves, you know? I don't know. Here we are. Okay. And then back over to you. Unless you need anything on a gear that I can
just gotta
provide.
keep wasting time.
Play cards, draw cards.
Need that and that. So
I kind of like that you're just cornered by these bucks.
Yeah, I sure am. I'm gonna use my multi-tool to turn this into a spirit.
Yeah.
To connect. And it's a heart. So I'll go ahead and put one in. So I'm at 2 to 1.
What are you soothing or connecting with?
I'm just trying to recover fatigue.
Fatigue, yeah.
So
2 to 1.
2 to 1. And we got a crest 1. So 0 modifier, so I succeed. So I'll soothe the fatigue. And then we'll resolve the crest. Urgency of the task weighs any suffer fatigue. That was pointless. Then remove progress from overgrown thicket as you've become lost. This feature fatigues you. Interesting. I should have put progress on there. I made a mistake. You can be good at this game. And then you can be me.
Oh, man.
All right, over you. Get rid of these bucks, man.
From bad to worse. Am I right? All right, let's try to hide here. Focus 2. Don't worry. I've got triangles and different area codes here. We need a win. We need a morale boost here.
That's right.
3 to 2, you know what?
Is there a tentacle in this bag?
I'm going 4 to 2. I refuse to lose.
Yeah.
4 to 2 on a 0, and the crest is going to resolve, so we're going to start over on this.
Yeah, great.
So first, let's resolve this focus test on overgrown thicket. Exhaust 2 beings. I passed.
Boom. I assume these 2.
Yeah, those 2.
Exhaust me.
That's right. Then we resolve the crest and we shuffle up. So the urgency of the task is weighing on me. What's weighing on me is these bucks. Remove 1 progress and take a fatigue.
Pierre says, just back the game. +1 for Europe, France.
What the heck is this?
That's awesome. I have, Andrew, are we there yet? Are you at sustainable? Have you fixed the universe? I can't tell. There's nowhere I can see it. I just have to wait until he's excitedly chatting.
People worried about like this game just like not being a challenge are completely wrong. This is like more challenging than Arkham.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
At least with Arkham, like I feel like I can min-max myself beyond the game. Nothing you can do about this. The world is just throwing garbage at me. Overgrown thicket? It's like this is the biggest thing. I've been fighting Cthulhian monsters, and this freaking thicket is the worst thing I've come across. Well, it's still got a trail marker on it. That's something. So we need to get going.
All right.
They're exhausted anesthesia cats, so they don't do anything on the test.
No, the thing what was the icon I drew?
So I drew the focus.
I drew a crest before that, right?
Yeah, well before that.
Yeah, they don't do anything because a sick of dough has to be out for that to be the case.
Right.
Okay. Well,
you're clear now. I mean, we need to get this thicket done, and then we need to get out of here. Yes, straight up. I'm over this.
We are going
over
to
this
get
place.
this
place is
done.
awful. Golden Shore. They said it was nice and peaceful, but over here in the thicket.
So I'm gonna take an awareness test. What's this do?
Is it good?
That's the best card I've seen.
Oh, really?
All right, so it's 1 to 1, and I can add those things. I think I will. 2 to 1. Let's do it. Ready?
Yeah.
+1, Mountain 2. +1 awareness. So.
Did you dunk the goggles again?
Yeah, we don't need
Oh
them.
my gosh.
Find a path through the dense greenery to add progress equal to my effort. So my effort was 2. Does the +1 count?
It does. Your effort is 3 +1 for trail markers.
4.
Boom, boom.
All that
Before
progress
the trail
we've done,
marker
Dick.
gets removed with the mountain icon. That's what I'm talking
What
about.
would remove it?
Because you trigger the rain thing. Doesn't it right here? Remove 1 from the search and rescue mission.
Well, that's Oh, we removed progress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so we clear this.
All right, so 4 progress goes on here, just so you guys see it. It has a threshold of 4, so it immediately clears. This goes to the search and rescue mission per the rules, and then we resolve
the mountains.
So
So this mountain doesn't do anything. Everything in front of me is exhausted. We're on the way. I'm glad I committed that extra card.
it's beautiful.
It got us there.
It's beautiful.
Over to you, Wooly.
Okay. Hey, look at that. We made it
Jordan
through.
Collier says, I just backed at the core level. This stream has sold me. I'm definitely going to be picking up the expansion in the Pledge Manager as well. Yeah, I'm aboard. I definitely want to see Andrew be successful. A lot of moxie in that project across the board.
Also, it turns out it's really fun.
It is fun. Fun so far.
Like, it's so different. It's not at all. It's in the category, I guess, but it's like a totally different experience we're having here.
Yeah, it's good.
We've got bird noises on, for God's sakes. Okay.
I guess we get a bird noises on no matter when. Make you feel like you're outside.
That's right. There's always time for bird noises. I think it's time for Steven to traverse.
Adding progress up top.
Yeah.
If we can get to 4 on that, that'd be awesome. Because we want out of this town.
Do you want out quickly, would you say?
I mean, if we can get out this round, all these, you know, I keep wanting to say like Mike Ditka.
Yeah.
Instead of Stitka bucks.
You got it. Those Mike Ditka bucks?
Da bucks. Da bulls.
All right, I'm going to do something different then. If we want to actually do, I'm just going to show it off. I'm not sure that it's efficient, but I like it. So whenever that location goes out of play, I'm going to respond.
Okay.
Response. The mother of invention, when an attachment would be discarded, instead reattach it to a card in play.
Oh.
Reattach it to Golden Shore.
Oh.
Yeah. Who's laughing now, Trail Markers? I am the Cairn Master.
Listen to this. Come in. You can put this on the box, Andrew. From Mooney. Thus far, the game evokes a greater feeling of hopelessness than any Arkham game I've played.
Side of the box.
Right there on the side of the box.
He has like beautiful art and this is hopeless. Okay, I'm going to try for a YOLO situation here. So if it doesn't go well, it's fine, but I would like for it to work. So I'm just going to try to traverse. One presence on Golden Shore on my Traverse X here. I'm going to put 1 fitness token in, so it's a 1-to-1, which is the most stressful test in all of Earthborne.
That's right. Right on the money.
All right, come on, guys. Yes, 0.
Sun 7.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now I have some reactions to this. That's why it was the YOLO situation. So
I got one of those kind of players. The reactions.
Traverse
I have an
succeeds 1. Trail Markers fires for an additional 1. And then
Oh, get out of town.
I'm going to play Balanced. After I succeeded a fit test, refill 1 energy type, focus 3.
What?
I don't know if it refills fully, but I think it goes all the way to the max. Is that what we can look up refill. Nothing. Andrew, do I refill it fully? I think I refill it fully.
Well, if I said, hey, refill the gas tank, you wouldn't just put a gallon in there. Dabby's saying refills fully.
All right, let's go. 3 focus back into business.
That card is insanely good.
And then we resolve the
It's
sun.
interesting. You're the tinker, but I feel like I find myself without enough equipment slots.
Yeah, it is interesting how that works, isn't it? Move 1 trail token, can't do it. Everything else is gone. Okay.
Oh, I see now. I see. Okay. Back to me.
Back to you.
Back to Zach. You only put 3 on there?
Only 3. We need 1 more.
Well, I might just know the man for the job. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Did you use a token off of this?
Yeah, you gave me an extra one last round.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to give you another one this round, too.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
I think the multi-tool is the safest bet if you're going to load something up.
Mine is a great one.
The trail mix in a minute will also be great, but I can only use 1 around.
Yeah.
So refilling them when I'm out is the real play, unless you have nothing else to do.
We'll go there next turn.
Well, hey, I know what I'm going to do.
Soothe?
I have a bomb action. How are you on cards? You need more cards to do with all your money?
I I have plenty to do with the money, but I would never say no to more cards because I've been playing card games for 2 decades.
Well, I can also get a bunch. I mean, I can divide and conquer, you know. Just depends on how important cards are to you. If you're going to have wasted resources, then...
Oh, you know, waste is a frame of mind.
That's what this Kickstarter is all about. Breaking it. I haven't killed a single person in this campaign.
Tokens here.
We got a long... we're at the beginning round of this game. Second inning, maybe. Third.
Well, maybe if you didn't throw 3 of these Sitka bucks at us,
I mean, we're about to go somewhere else. It's going to be great.
You want to go to Atrox or the mountain?
We can also go up to northern.
It has specific landscape features.
But there's also... I think the outpost is like ranger station feeling to me.
Yeah, there's probably nobody hiding
so,
there.
You know, I'm probably aiming for a mountain of some sort myself.
Yeah, let's do that then.
All right. I was thinking it'd be really funny if the YouTube video ended, but then it just went to some other hilarious video on your playlist.
Yeah, it'd just be the Dua Lipa Tiny Desk. I've listened to it probably 8,000 times in the past.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Comfortable Solitude. Costs me 2 focus.
Yeah, what's up, man?
If there are no active beans, there's not.
There's not, no.
Soothe 4 total fatigue, divided as you choose among all rangers.
Oh. Well, let's negotiate.
I'm going to give us each 2.
All right. Utilitarian.
Because I'm a good friend. Over to you.
Okay, cool. I see this. Okay. Cool. All right, my turn.
What kind of card was that balance card? What's the subtype?
Moment.
Why did you look at your hand and not your discard pile?
I have another one.
You're burning through your deck fast, though.
Yeah, but I'm here to play cards. Pay 2 for some spider pad gloves. There.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
Anyway, 2 charges. I can ignore the obstacle keyword during my turn. I presume that means that I can travel even if there's an obstacle out, I assume, right? Isn't that what obstacle means?
Well, I mean, beats me.
Obstacle. Okay. With any cards or write a card with it would be between you and that card. Oh, it just means that I can interact with the landscape even if there's an obstacle between here and there.
Yeah. Now, hey, just remember.
Yeah.
This is my last action. So you're going to get your action and you can exhaust to take another action. Now I'll do this and then I'll rest. So you get 2 actions basically.
Yeah, I'll take 2 actions.
Just you.
Well, then here at the end of my turn, let me put a token on something of yours.
Let's go here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that old adaptable multi-tool. I'm going to take a traverse test using my awareness.
As you should.
So I'm going to try to traverse this. It's 1-to-1. And then I'm just going to take 1-to-1. If I fail, I suffer.
You like those wild testing.
Yeah. You got to risk it for the biscuit, something like that. So I'm using awareness. Does that let me read this. When you perform an action, use a charge to choose which aspect to use for that action. So I assume I'm taking a traverse test, which is normally fit. Do I use the modifier from the fit?
Oh, great test. Wait, read me multi-tool.
So when you perform an action, use a charge to choose which aspect to use for that action.
Yeah, so it's a totally new aspect. So it's whatever the color of the token is.
I'm using awareness, but I assume I use the modifier on the awareness, not on the fit.
100%. It is now an awareness test for you because you have a multi-tool.
Well, good thing, because I got Mountain 8, which is a +1 awareness.
Oh,
Waboom!
Yeah, big waboom moment for sure.
All right, so let's put a progress over here. Is it 1 per? Equal to your effort. So we're going to put 2 progress on.
That's right, just in case somebody gets cheeky. And then +1 for trail markers.
So let's just load it up.
Keep going.
We get bonuses, right?
Let's just dunk on the Golden Shore here.
Then we resolve mountains. Remove a trail token from a feature. Can't do it. Nothing else to do. And then we reshuffle these back in.
Yeah. Okay, good.
What up, David? Good morning.
Is that David Whitfield?
It is.
What's up, David Whitfield?
We only need Van and the stream can officially get started.
Yeah, where did Van go?
Okay.
So now I'm going to do something. You're going to rest, and then I'm going to rest. That's what we're looking at, right?
That's what's happening. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to heal some fatigue. I'm going to connect. I'm going to use my 2 spirit icons to do a connect with myself.
You've been doing a lot of that.
I know. 0.
It's a
crest. It's
crest
2
2.
crest. Suffer 1 fatigue. Andrew.
What suffers of fatigue?
Courtesy of the crest search mission. So I'll succeed at the test. So I'll heal a fatigue, and then I will suffer fatigue. Cool. Thanks a lot, Earthborne Rangers.
I've got the card of cards coming up. It's gonna blow your mind.
And then over to you.
Let me think about it. I'll rest. Yeah.
Okay. I'll also rest.
I have my snack. I went on a little walk.
All right. So now are we deciding to travel?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We were traveling for the first time in a real way, not just by boat on accident.
I accidentally traveled. Okay, you decided if you'd like to travel. We're at each landscape card has progress threshold, which we have. It's 4 here, so we've done it. Suffer fatigue. To travel, each ranger counts as interacting with the landscape. There is nothing currently between any of us and the landscape that's active.
Yeah, but that is a landscape. Do we take 1 fatigue for traveling?
I don't think so. There's nothing in between us and the landscape. Anything that was ready between us and that would cause fatigue. There is currently nothing. So no fatigue there. Then we clear the play area. Discard all path cards in play, and all ranger cards within reach along the way are in the surroundings, but not in your player area. So like my thing that was attached to the raccoon or whatever would go away here.
Okay.
So these are all gone, discarded. Finally, sort all cards from the path deck and discard into their sets and set them aside.
I'm on it.
Then we choose a destination. Bryce, could you hit us with the map, please?
Here's the forest stack.
Thank you very much.
In case we need that.
Okay.
Here's the other randoms that we had.
All right, random landscape. We didn't even get to see any of these. That
And we
drives me
said we're in
insane.
the clear.
This drives me insane. We have 3 things we didn't get to see.
We'll have to come back,
and
I
I
guess.
guess at some point we will see them.
Ben Clapton says them rangers be ranging.
Choose a landscape connected directly to our current landscape.
So we can go to Mountain M, Northern Outpost, or Atrox.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, if we go to Atrox, we're getting closer to being back to White Sky.
Yeah, and we can travel through the mountains to get there. To go back through. And now we see a mountain deck, which we haven't seen yet.
Ooh, this one?
Mm-hmm.
I do like that.
Let's go to Atrox. Let's not bang our heads against it.
Going
We gotta
to
go to that
Atrox Mountain.
stupid water level again.
So
with those
we have to go
little
back to the water, which is good to show.
bat
Little
otters.
otter things. So there's a deck for each of these landscape types. And one of them is waterfront. So I'm going to grab the waterfronts.
All right, Golden Shore's out.
And then Atrox. You have a stack that might have Atrox in it.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out now. All right, here's White Sky, Northern Outpost, Lone Tree Station, Mountain M. Here's Atrox Mountain in place of Golden Shore, and it does not have any associated landscape
it's got
cards.
art.
So we'll take our random pile. It does have art. It really makes the game better, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It's like, do you think they'll do all these cards will have art at the end?
Probably, yeah, I would assume. Although there was a lot of people, Andrew, listen to me. I'm actually really into this. I meant to message you about this. A lot of people were into the idea of being able to get some of these sketch cards, which would be a cool thing.
Be a cool like event promo kind of thing, or like a Covenant subscriber kind of thing. That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool. It's like it's not any new content; it's just sketched versions of some of the content. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. In fact, if you want, I can sketch one of them. You should see my sketches. They'd be
You
great.
were an aspiring artist at one point.
I
You're
was,
actually surprisingly better than anyone would be expecting.
I don't know what that means, but here we are.
All right, Atrox is in. We've still got a storm. We've got the search and rescue mission on. Where are the rest of these rando landscape cards? Any idea?
You were shuffling them.
Well, we've got mountains, we've got forests, and then we've got, I think
They're
the
face down right there. Didn't you
Specific,
shuffle them?
yeah, there they are. Look at the face down cards. That'll tell you everything. So because we traveled through the water,
Ben Clyburn
grab
says
the water deck.
if it's a TC sub, you better work out UK shipping first. We're so close on that. It's painful. And the things that are in our way right now are mind-blowingly annoying little things that only happen because a large percentage of your population voted for Brexit.
say what you will about Brexit.
I have no opinions. All I know is that Britain left the EU.
And it created a lot of paperwork.
And it created a lot of paperwork for me. That's all I know about
it. Okay, choose 3 of these.
One. Without looking, right?
Don't look at them. Okay. They're face down right here. Okay, and then now we shuffle these guys up. Hey, that was easy. We should travel more.
Agreed.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like that. It feels cool, too, because we're like, oh, we travel. Yeah. I got my gloves, and you got all your stuff.
Also, picturing this map as the... Can we show the full map? So I think this full map is what the core set, the base game is covering.
You think it's the core set, the big...
And maybe the expansion? I don't know.
Hit us with the full map, Bryce. The big
map
the big
was sliding. That was weird. There it is.
Yeah. So this demo is only taking place in the little northern pocket.
We know there's 40 locations in the core game, and I think there's 40 locations on this map. So I think that is like where you're exploring during the core game.
Shut up.
So, but picturing opening this game, rolling out that map, and then we play a session. We went to like 3 locations. It's like
it makes me want to cry.
It's like, can we keep playing? Because I just need to know what's
I need to know, yeah.
And so, did you play EverQuest? That's the game I had the most experience with in that category. My friend got EverQuest one Friday,
and then you never saw him again.
I stayed at his house all weekend, and we were playing EverQuest, and we take turns who was playing.
Yeah.
Right. But on one of my turns, I was like, I just want to see what happens if I keep going south.
Yeah. And you kept finding stuff, right?
Yeah, and you just literally, it would be like 3 hours later, I'm just running out in the middle of like hills and trees and stuff, and eventually you find stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you get attacked by like a level 80 like dragon.
Angel of our Sands core set map. Are you calling it a core set? Is that trademark?
Don't tap the core set. Okay, so Atrox Mountain. Search for the next obstacle, search for the next obstacle. So reveal from the top is how we'll do it.
Oh, you know what's cool about that?
Till we find an obstacle.
We're in the mountains.
Yeah.
So it's not creatures like in the forest, it's obstacles.
Luckily I have these spider pad gloves.
Romping Lutrinal.
That's not going to matter. Oh, we're not in the... Yeah, we're in the mountains. Yeah, okay.
That's not an obstacle. We're in the mountains, but not, on the way we were next to the water. Feature. Obstacle. Tributary stream.
Nice mountain stream.
2 obstacles.
Very nice, yeah.
And it goes up here, because if you look at tributary stream, it's another thing. Top right's got the triangle facing out. That means it goes along the way and not within reach. Let's see. There's another one. Deep mud. Haven't even seen that one. I'm going to shuffle these back.
Dude, we just need to get our tokens here, and it's cleared.
Well, I can do that with a
We can do that without tests.
Can you get there without a test?
I think so.
How do you do that?
Maybe.
I think for you to get there, to move your ranger token to this is a spirit test.
I can also get it here to climb.
But most importantly, if I go there first with my exhaust, you can go there and it would clear before anything's resolved.
And it's +1.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. What is this card in my hand? Why is this here? Oh, it's Atrox Mountain. Okay. I was like, I don't want to ruin the game state, you judge.
Oh my goodness. Andrew's saying this is good. Good.
It does, yeah.
He's saying the campaign expansion adds more maps, but you also get to explore more of the core set map using the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's
It's got the little down arrow.
You got the deep mud.
It's within reach of me. So it says obstacle. Beings within reach do not ready. Your roll does not ready. You can add a maximum of 1 progress per action to this feature.
Oh no.
It's the deep mud. 2 fatigue.
Oh, we need to refresh everything though. I'm still on exhausted town.
Yeah,
refill our energy.
We should have done all of that already, but
no, I think we chose to travel before that point.
But yeah, you're right. Because we're about to start the game again, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, you got your greens there, and then we got some blues here. Okay, so we've officially started the game.
Well, and then the beginning of the round, add 2 to rain together and storm.
I hate this card.
Once there are 4 more, all prey move along the way. Then each ranger exhausts a roll and flip that card.
And what's a round?
Like we just finished a round.
That's a round when we travel, or is it every time we pass a turn back and forth?
I think that's a turn.
Yeah, it's a turn.
Yeah. You'll turn round to lingo.
Yeah.
Apparently that can help with the deep mud.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll help you with the mud.
And this feature...
And do we get encounter cards as well? When is that like a Arkham thing at the beginning of the turn?
Yeah, so like we just set up the board as if we were starting from scratch, and now we both draw a path card.
I bet I'm getting a Lutrinol. Ooh, worse. Creepy looking. Quiet. Ooh, and it's got a storybook entry.
It's a landscape card. That's one of those special landscape cards, and it's got 10 health. What the heck is this thing doing?
Number 120. Let's read it. I love story time.
120. Quiet. Hold on.
Hold
We'll
on.
even pause the team.
I'm going to take this moment to remind everyone.
Hydro Brain, Hydro Life.
Yes. You stole my line.
It is definitely the best that it's been. That is the best. That is the best one.
See, I can art. All right. What's up with quiet?
You stare at the bushes ahead for a few minutes. Something seems wrong, but you can't spot anything dangerous. Then slowly you make out the large, lean body covered in a tawny coat of fur. The paws, each as big as your hand and sporting shining black claws. One of the ears shredded and covered in lumps of pink scar tissue. And finally, the shining red-yellow eyes staring back, unblinking. You've heard stories about the bearded lynx they call Quiet, that she hunts bear sloths for sport, that she relentlessly stalks prey from one end of the valley to the other, that once she killed a traveler lost on the road. Now, seeing her for yourself, you believe them.
I'm just saying, if the game didn't want me to kill things...
It wouldn't put 10 health on him. I can tell you that. That's a challenge we're looking to...
It's got ambush, so it immediately fatigues me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. And then let's read this thing. I take a fit challenge of 3, fit plus heart. I can challenge the territorial hunter to put this being on top of the path deck. If you fail, suffer an injury. If we reveal a sun, if there's another active predator, add 3 damage to it, and add 1 damage to this being.
So it can kind of help us clear out those Lutrinols.
But if we reveal the crest, I take an injury.
Yeah, what's
3
an
injuries,
injury?
I'm out.
Yeah, well,
Game's over.
you know. Now, we can always just exhaust it by observing it. It's a 3 test, though, on awareness.
It's a...
But look, you're so aware. You've got green stacks for days. Oh, and it fatigues you for 3. Its presence value. Ugh. Okay. Well, the game has changed, has it not? I gotta get a card too, don't I?
Don't like it.
Oh my gosh, this stupid puffer crawler. I hate this so much.
All right, let me think of a clever way out of this one.
I hate this card. Okay. All right. Okay. You've got a situation over there, and I'm in the deep mud over here.
I can get here really easy.
Without testing.
Yeah, you're going to need to just get out of your problem. Somehow. Oh, we have to leave. We have to do 8. Progress. Look at this. We've been bamboozled. Promised hope and joy and fun and relaxing.
We got this freaking mountain.
And then we got dunked on. Yeah, anyone concerned about not having a challenge,
Put those concerns aside.
don't be.
The fabled hospitality of the dwarves.
To be fair, though, we didn't get to build our own.
Yeah, I know. We didn't get to min-max our decks, and I think that's probably what's holding us back here.
I'm going to squarely put it there.
Definitely not the play.
Just
it's
kidding.
the decks.
All right. Yeah, Andrew says you might want to run for it. Well, that would be great. Andrew.
you can take a lot of fatigue to run.
You know
Yeah.
what? I can also stride to put a progress on something. A trail. That's not a trail.
Yeah, deep mud's not
That's
a trail. That's a
up
trail.
there.
Atrox trail there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I may as well try to exhaust this thing. Step 1.
So yeah, step 1, I think you got to get this thing out of here. You
Actually, first, let's do this. I'm going to use a trail mix on myself. I'm going to use a morsel and recover 2.
Yeah.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
And see if I get things that are helpful. Huh.
Would you look at that?
I don't know if that's worth it.
Is that card ever worth it? Hold on, I gotta read this a few times.
For sure.
No, not this day. Alright. Well, let's just pass this test. Don't you think? I'm gonna observe. It pains me that I'm gonna have to do this.
Well, you gotta look at it.
Would you look at that?
And then I feel like we get one round where we're gonna try to dunk.
Actually, hold the phone.
Don't forget about your multi-tool either, you know?
Yeah, I'm not.
I think we can make some good progress on Atrox quickly.
No, it's got
look.
a presence of 2 as well.
You fit hike it, you add 2 progress for every effort. So 4 effort, you're done. But you take a fatigue.
Yeah, we gotta get out of these mountains.
You know, everything's
This
tired.
quiet immediately is like,
we gotta go to White Sky. I mean, we gotta start where all great things
I
end.
need to go.
Yeah. Okay,
And this puffer crawler has got to go too. Can you beat this thing up with your staff? You'd have to get 4 effort. This thing is miserable.
we can just leave it and run, right?
Well, he's gonna attach to me and he's gonna come with me. He's persistent.
Great.
That's fine. Maybe I'll make a friend of him.
How do you get rid of them?
You kill it. I think. Just gotta murder it. Or you can exhaust it, I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna put all 3 in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna commit 1.
It's a 3 test. Oh my gosh, if you get that -2.
Is there a -2?
There's a -2.
Then we'll know it's Arkham all over again.
Green test.
So I'm at 4 to 3.
Yeah.
Crest 3.
Okay.
So we resolve the test first.
That's right.
It's a 0 modifier, so I succeed. So I'm going to exhaust the quiet.
Great.
Then the urgency of the task weighs on me.
Of course it does.
We'll do a little more
it's like
fatigue.
very urgent.
Then we'll go down to my row. There's nothing left. So I pass the test. This will clear. He wasted all. Luckily, it's actually a compelling story. Luckily, I was very aware,
That's right.
which is why I was able to avoid the
That's
lethal
Quiet.
quiet.
That's right. Devastating quiet. Okay. Great.
But now I can interact with stuff. Let me just read this puffer.
Now, if quiet is active and I drew the mountain, I could attach it to quiet and it would like suck the life out of quiet, which
It
is
would still happen if you drew a mountain.
well, it's not an active being. Exhausted.
Oh yeah. Don't. Well, I can't do anything while this guy's here.
Yeah, no, you can't waste time on that. Yeah, can't waste time on that. Yeah.
So my goal is to get 8 on this in a lickety split. We can clear this too.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and move there? You're not gonna do anything with this round, right?
You should go ahead and move there. Yes.
Well, I don't want to move there. If it's gonna rain, these are gonna go away.
Well,
we have to clear that though.
my next test is going to be to go there. So we'll both go there. Regardless, the test will pass.
And you're gonna take all that fatigue.
We'll clear it. Oh, I don't know. What's fatigue anyway?
That's the game. How do you deal with that deep mud?
You do it 3 tests against it.
I'll have to help you with that.
It's very nice.
So it really has got to be you, me, you to get rid of it.
Yeah.
We have to hope there's not. Which we can lose one of these because we're already at an uneven number.
Yeah. 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 We don't want to, though. I mean, that puts us really close.
Oh, deep mud's an obstacle, so you have to interact with it first.
I don't, because I got the spider pad gloves.
Oh, creepy crawly.
I ignore obstacles during my turn.
Do you ignore them on a fatigue basis?
Maybe I ignore them completely.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it just says ignore the obstacle keyword.
Okay.
But, for fatigue,
That's too much.
I don't know. I think we can get the search and rescue done in time where it doesn't come back to bite us.
That's the...
Because, if we get this immediately, that puts us at 5, right? And then let's say, well, if we're going to try to clear this anyway, I guess we may as
Does
well try
the
to do
deep
it
mud
first.
also have it on there?
It does feature, yeah. It's a feature.
I think we got game for that either way.
Okay. 1 per action to this feature.
Yeah. I'm going to go, you're going to go, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. You're Lebowski, I'm Lebowski.
Yeah, we're all Lebowskis.
And I have trail markers for Atrox Mountain, which will be helpful for us.
Oh, yes, that's going to be glorious. Those trail markers are clutch.
Yeah, they're good. It's reason to play focus right there. Okay, now can you...
Nick Murphy says, how similar is this to Flesh and Blood? R1 says exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, totally different. Flesh and Blood is competitive, it's cooperative. Flesh and Blood is it's similar that you each have an individual character.
It's not.
But that's about where it ends. Very, very different games. This is you're a ranger in a valley set in the far future in a world where humans figured out how to prevent imminent heat death. And is full of optimism and hope, Andrew, supposedly.
Supposedly. And meantime, I'm getting destroyed by a puffer crawler in this deep mud. Like I'm drowning over here.
I thought this was a jaunt through the nice mountain trail.
Yeah, we all thought that, didn't we?
Instead, you're giving me the creatures that I feel like I need to defeat. And instead I'm supposed to see.
Yeah, he's good at that, isn't he?
Yeah. Ben Clapton, how many core boxes do I need to buy in order to pull an Earthborne legendary card? 1. By 1. You'll become a legend. Andrew, are we at sustainability yet? I like asking that.
Yeah, that's good.
Have you achieved it? We're getting... It's so close.
Did I use one of these?
300,000 funded, which will be exciting too. It's just a nice round number.
Did I use this? I haven't done anything, have I? No, I haven't.
The only thing you've done is miscounted.
That's right. It's successful. Oh man, how? Okay. If you don't have an answer, find a
That's
new
probably true.
solution.
Davy says, Andrew was optimistically hopeful that you guys would be better at this game.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Andrew says he answered before, but I missed it.
All right, let's bust out the whiteboard and talk about the plays here.
Okay.
So
It would be awesome if I had a little like coach clipboard.
on the traverse test, I've got 1 bump in hand, and I've got 2 tokens. So I've got a total of 3, and it's got a presence of 2. So I can take a test at 2 and a test at 1, which is a bad. The 1 test is a bad test.
And what do we need to get at?
We need to get a 2. The 2 is the target number on the traverse.
So you just need to have 1 definite success.
Now you've got the hiking thing, right? So you can exhaust just to add 1 to a trail.
Trail.
It's not a trail. You can't hike your way into the deep mud.
So it might just mean me having to deal with it.
Do I have any other clever ways to add progress here?
Can you just take an action to exhaust this thing?
I can do that. It's not a great test.
If it's exhausted, it can't attach to you.
That's correct.
So that seems good. What kind of test is that?
It's awareness plus koi fish, which you can tell my green tokens are not exactly off the charts here.
But 1 to what?
2?
2? Oh.
Yeah, he brought the goods here. That's why the water is the worst. It's all 2s. I can do a 2 to a 2.
I can exhaust that thing. You take this good test, I'll exhaust this so you don't get dunked on.
Take this good test?
In fact, if you have anything to do that's not take a test, we can make sure this doesn't ever attach to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be like play something.
Yeah.
Actually, that's really smart.
Thanks. I hear like a bee over there.
Yeah, there's bees, man. These bees. What about these bees? Okay, I'm going to play a card then.
Dave Vedel says, Earthborne Rangers, where the only enemy is yourself.
Yeah. Have you used the trail mix already?
Yeah. But if you want to start reloading my trail
I'll
mix,
start
that's a
reloading
great
the mix
thing.
here.
Zen Trickster, what's the approach to hidden information in this game? Is it like Arkham where no specifics, or like Marvel where you can openly talk things through?
I think we can talk things through.
We always do some kind of
Decide it.
balance.
I'm going to put trail markers up here at Atrox.
And that is or isn't an action?
That is an action, but it does not require a test. So now we're going to add 1 more every time. And I feel like with 8, that's going to be at least 2 triggers off of that. It's a fine thing to do with these focus tokens.
Yeah.
I'll also go ahead and exhaust to add a token to your gear. You can have some trail mix.
Okay. Thank you. I'll return the favor later. Mine?
Yeah.
We're going to use my multi-tool to take a...
That's right, Alan's right. It's not technically an action, but it is something you can do to do your turn.
To take an observe test. But I'm going to switch it from awareness to focus.
They probably should all be actions, though, let's be honest, right? Drawing a card should be an action, taking a test should be an action, and you just change action stuff to tests.
So I'm going to go 2 to 2. Because the little fishy things, which I don't have a lot
Well, if it was just going to be 2 to 2, I mean, the 2 to 2 isn't exactly a guarantee.
You were at 1 to 2.
Yeah.
At least if it failed, like... Anyways, we'll see. All right.
I'm sure it'll go fine.
We're doing focus on the observe test. Mountains with the -1 to focus. So, look at this one. I failed the test. Cool.
Correct. Great.
And then we resolve mountains. The trail grows cold. Remove 1 trail token from a feature.
Probably this one, man.
Yeah, definitely from the deep
I feel
mine.
like I'm just going to have to ignore this thing.
This doesn't happen. Nothing triggers here. End of the test.
Dude, just go here. I'm just going to go there. I take 4. We're never going to get this thing done.
Can't you not because you have deep mud in front of you?
I got the spider pads.
Oh, there it is. All right, I'll exhaust. Take a fatigue. Well, it says move token. That feature fatigues you. If it's a 0, does it fatigue me?
I think so.
I'll take it. Move my little token there.
Yeah, I'm just going to take 4, man. I'm just going to take 4.
Let's do it.
Right? Okay. I think I'm going to take that spirit test. Plus compass. And I'm +1 from you, so there's no way, right? That wouldn't go badly. We got to find this person. Right?
If you take the focus test, you would add 1 to this, and it would be a bonus 1 because of that.
True. I like that better. Yeah. But it's a 2 plus +1 for you. So let's do that. I'm going to take the focus follow tributary stream to move your ranger token to the future and add 1 to the current landscape. So I'm going to do 1 focus. Yep. I'm going to drop 1 in. I'm going to get +1 because your ranger's helping me. So I'm
Boom.
3 to 2.
I'm leading the way.
And I'll take 4 fatigue.
This is really cool. So I'm the Peerless Pathfinder, and my ability is I can exhaust to move to something once around.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm there, I get +1 to all my friends.
Yeah, you're
So
like
that makes
leading
sense.
the way.
Yeah.
It's great. No fatigue from presence 0.
Boom.
Yes.
I felt like that might be a
I don't
thing.
know. The game is so punishing. I figured it would. All right, we got 0 crest.
8 crest.
This is coming right to me. Yeah, 8 crest, but 0 on the focus test. So I passed the test. We put 1 on. Trail
Which is
markers
an extra.
triggers. So we put 2 on.
Mm-hmm.
Then we resolve crest all the way down. I suffer fatigue because, of course, I'm dying from urgency. And this thing attaches to me, the puffer crawler.
Again, they're really attracted to you. They
I
like your
hate
scent.
these things more than anything I've ever hated. And then we go.
All right.
And then that clears immediately.
Boom. So these 2 move over.
Ding.
This
And then
clears.
ding. All right, now get us out of here.
All right. I'm going to take a fit test. Add 2 to this one's good for every effort. So I may as well dump them in.
As many effort as you can find.
So I'm 2 to 2, and then I can add triangles. I'm going to add 2 more. So I'm going to go 4 to 2. Seems like a safe test.
Yep, totally
Testing fit. Mountain 4 +1 fit.
safe. Ah, wait, that's going to do it.
So
It's going to take us to 6.
well, so I'm at 5.
+1 for the trail markers.
So it adds 4.
+1 for fitness. So you start at 4, 5, +1 for trail
So
markers,
it's-
6. So it goes to 8.
2 for each effort. So it adds 10.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it adds a million.
It adds a bazillion.
1 bajillion efforts.
Yeah. Then the trail goes cold. Remove a trail token from this feature. From a feature, so we'll remove this one.
Right, as you do.
No more mountains trigger. And these go away. And this will reshuffle this deck.
Okay, then we've made potentially a fatal error. We still can't travel because
You have an obstacle.
the deep mud. Yeah. Unless I ignore it. Well, it's only during my turn. I feel like I should be able to travel through the deep mud with my spider pad gloves. Isn't that the point? Andrew, isn't that the point? We've still got to clear this stupid deep mud. I hate this. I hate this deep mud. And this stupid puffer crawler. Okay.
Okay.
Here we are. So, what's your what's your ability to do this test?
What's the test?
Well, your multi-tool can make it anything, but ultimately it's a traverse test.
Not high.
If you fail, you suffer an injury.
It's not good.
What do we do if we just can't get through this? Oh, I could just take the... No, I couldn't because it's an obstacle.
You got to get through it. That's what we know.
This is where drawing cards is really important and healing fatigue and stuff. Okay. Well, the only way to do it is to traverse, man.
Alan says, is there an option to leave Steven behind?
Yeah, no joke. Okay. So we're stuck on a 2. You can put 1 with the stat? No,
That's
not
a
true.
trail. He's trying.
Okay.
This is a bane of our existence.
Freaking mud. Mud is the worst possible thing.
Also, you won't get a red of your roll card if we stay here.
And then the rain's going to do all that nonsense, you know? Move all prey. Each ranger exhausts their roll. That's actually fine.
There's no prey.
Yeah, and we just exhaust our roll. No big deal. Flip the card over. How are we going to get through this stupid mud?
I can interact with the mud, but I just don't have any tests to put progress
Can you
on it.
soothe me? I might be able to get some cards that way.
Yeah, I'll try in a second. You may as well try to soothe as well.
I need soothing.
Just use 1 spirit token to try to soothe yourself.
Yeah. But then, if I draw that sun, I'm going to start taking fatigue from this puffer.
Oh, no.
I know. So wait, can I get rid of the puffer is the question here.
No.
Exhaust 1 being. Can I exhaust this thing that's attached to me? Probably. It stays attached, but at least it wouldn't do its thing.
You should probably do that.
I'm going to do that, yeah, because like this is just me getting wrecked.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have a deck the size of Texas over here.
No. Yeah, whoever built this, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want a deck build so bad.
Yeah, I feel you. It's anytime you play in a new game where you understand it good enough to start building a deck, it's when it always hits. Uh-oh, he's getting rid of a balance.
Yeah, because fit is what I need, and so recovering another energy type isn't terribly relevant. But it's the only koi in my hand, and it's the only way to get plus to this observe test. Puffer Crawler on 2. Steven on 2.
Dave Vigil's correct, saying something in quotes. Can you soothe me? Something you don't expect to hear from a game.
All right, we need a 0 spirit here, or a 0 awareness. It's -1.
Mountain 6.
It's Mountain 6, so remove a trail token from a feature, not a big deal. Floor is unattached, doesn't matter. Didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, it's fine. I'm sure that's fine.
Okay, mine. We're going to take a Spirit Connect. I'm 1 to 0 currently. We really need to make something happen. I'm going to put 1 in. 2 to 0. Mountain 2, 0
Mountain's
modifier.
fine,
So
yeah.
you succeed, I'll soothe 1 of your fatigue. Get yourself a card. Mountain's trigger. Nothing matters.
Oh my gosh. That's a pretty relevant card.
I sure hope so. We need a little fortune.
But it means we'll have to go to the top of the round, and then Quiet's going to come back to the party.
I assumed I'm just going to have to keep wasting time.
I don't think there's any way around it, honestly.
Yeah. Them's the beat sometimes.
Now, that said, if we get a couple of features
Might clear it.
and we could get the trail tokens, it's possible. But
Yeah.
you know we're just going to get these stupid Lutronals or whatever.
All day, every day.
And they're just going to dogpile on us.
The only thing I do is get Lutronals.
Yeah, I'm here to do two things.
and get quiets, apparently. And you
Okay.
get pufferfish.
I got 4.
Yeah, you really don't want to be drawing cards. Or fatiguing at all.
No, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
That's the problem. All right, which one is worse? We can get rid of this thing, or I can try to put 1 token here.
You can permanently get rid of that.
Yes.
Seems good.
All right, moment of desperation. Here it is. Discard the gloves. Do 2 damage to the puffer crawler.
Wow.
Threw my gloves at it yet again. I can't stop the rock on that one.
All right. I'll pass my action.
Yeah.
Rest. You get one more.
Yeah,
May as well spirit bomb it.
may as well soothe some fatigue here. 2. Let's connect. I could do that, yeah, once. +1, I connected really well. Oh, I'm glad I did that too. Moment of desperation at the right time.
Oh no.
Soothe successful.
Crest 8.
Draw this. Sit fatigue as the urgency of the task weighs on me. And then instant. All right, 3 left. I'm going to draw 1 here at the end of the round. Rest.
Rest.
Draw a card. Oh, great. Now I find the pocketed belt pouch. At this
Always.
point. Horrible.
Oh.
This is what you want a moment of despair on, people. Okay. There's no way to get fatigue back into your deck. I almost feel like that's what I want Soothe to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that went back and then drawing cards would matter
It
more.
makes sense though that like fatigue is the clock.
Yeah.
So once your deck's gone, you're done.
Yeah.
But like that really just means you can't afford to take fatigue. So obviously if you hit this a couple times, it's bad. But
Yeah.
most importantly, you just have to deal with what's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then bad cards.
But maybe I can't.
Well, that's what friends are for. Bad cards.
I mean, the good cards, you mean.
Fresh blue kelpweed. It's a feature. Goes up here. Untraversable. Lutronals gain ambush.
We know exactly how this one's going to end.
Focus, gather the medicinal plant to add 1 progress as feature and either remove an injury from a ranger or remove a damage from a being. Comes in, you need 2 progress, and comes in with 2 of those shiny tokens. See what you get.
We knew it. Ambush.
Romping Lutronal. This is the last turn.
If you fail an action while interacting with this being, move it within reach of another ranger. If there's no Lutronal in play, move it within reach on the sun there. There's an active predator other than the Lutronal, exhaust it. So the Lutronals could exhaust quiet, which is cool.
What's the icon that you need to pull?
Mountain. Mountain.
I understand there are cards that shuffle fatigue back into your deck.
Oh.
Are they in Steven's deck?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay.
Oh, wait, we don't really are.
Yeah. And then this
No,
thing
we
happens, right? So we at the beginning of the round, wait, we haven't begun the round yet. So the beginning of the round happened before we drew these things. We would move all prey along the way, and then each ranger exhausts their roll. That's not prey, is it? No.
Yours is. But that's before we get yours.
That was before, yeah. And then we're back to downpour. So a blue token is going to take me out of the game. So don't draw that, Steven.
You particularly.
Yeah, this Steven. So basically, how quickly can we get the mud out of here?
Well, I have to exhaust this thing first.
Yeah. Or do you, I mean, you can take fatigue for days because like the clock is here.
Yeah.
You can have a Boromir moment here.
And my axe. So I could take 3 fatigue. What's your first action going to be?
Well, it's got to be the mud, right?
And how do we deal with the mud?
Just traverse.
Okay, I have some good traverse tests coming. But I'm not just going to take one. I'm going to take two if I just leave this guy hanging.
Yeah, you're going to take 2 no matter what. My fit test right now looks like a 2. 2 to a 2. And then I think I suffer an injury if I fail.
Andy Navarro making a good point. My meditation pillow is what I need to see.
No.
And a moment takes my turn, eh?
A moment? Isn't a moment a response?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. If a game effect injures your ranger, place a harm counter on the card, your roll card, and discard all cards in the fatigue stack. If you get injured, all of these get dumped to discard. That's a cool mechanic.
All right.
And then you'll suffer 1 fatigue when you
We're
rest.
so close.
I know, it's like devastating me.
I don't even know that we won't even travel, I don't think. Because travel is just when we rest, and then you're done at that point.
I'm dead anyway, yeah.
So we got to find a way to get 8 here.
We need to find a way to get more paths, like your little goggles.
Yes. Yes.
Which I'm sure you did not discard twice.
I discarded the same copy twice. There's another copy somewhere. Let me just look at some stuff.
Okay. And what happens if I get knocked out here? Ending the day.
Andrew's saying you only end the day if you suffer and you can't do it.
Yeah, so I get 2 fatigues left. Your current and one of your check off the next day, save your current landscape by they're storing it on top. Okay, and yeah, and then you're.
Do you have any moments in your discard pile that would be particularly notable?
I might. I've got 2 weird moments. Yes.
And does playing a moment take up my turn?
What does it say?
It's just a moment.
Does it say response or anything? Say action on it?
No.
What does it say? What is it?
It says return 3 total moments from ranger discards to their hands, divided as you choose among all rangers.
I think it's just playing a card, yeah.
That takes my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard card there.
Right.
I one moment in particular would be notable.
So I think I'm going to play
Yes.
Trails We've Roamed Before.
Ah, cool art on
Cost
it.
me 2. Yeah. So I'm going to get Breathe into it. And then you can get your 2 moments back.
Okay, let me make sure these are the moments I want.
Because I'm hoping you get the Lutrinol thing that exhausts this thing and I don't have to waste my time on it.
The Lutrinol thing?
Isn't there one of the results that exhausts it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to mess with it.
Well,
if you take any test and you draw that icon, it would resolve.
The mountain. Yeah, if I take it, it's a mountain. I would also suffer fatigue here from the rain.
Well, I hope you don't pull it.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's good. Yeah, that's fine. No other moments worth having, I don't think. All right, I'll take 2 moments.
Alan, if Steven just rested, that means that I would only get 1 more action.
Unless you can keep going forever.
I don't think you can.
After the rest, you take 1, and then it comes back to me, and it's done. I have to look that up, maybe. Okay, so then me.
Yeah, it's interesting. So this one would add a progress if we draw the... It would exhaust a prey if we draw that thing. So then that red one won't ever trigger. If we pull a crest, though, you would fatigue.
Yeah.
If we pull a mountain, you're also going to fatigue.
That's right.
If we pull a sun...
I can fatigue once without being out.
If we pull a sun, we're fine. But we have to move one of these to this.
Ugh. The mud is the problem here. The mud has been the problem.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So I'm just going to kind of throw everything I have at the mud.
I agree.
I think that's my world. And let me make sure I got the right moments from this. Do I have another refreshy moment? I feel like I need all these fit tests, and I want to refresh these fit tests.
Mooney, that's a good question. So basically saying we're almost on the end of day 2. And if we don't complete this stage, we basically have done nothing. 2 things we have done. One is we befriended Artel early on. That happened. That's a check mark that we can use moving forward. The other thing is days are passing. And so as far as I know, the way the campaign's going to work is it's got branches. So if it takes us too long to find this person, that could lead us to a different story than if we found the person early. And so even though it might take us 2 or 3 days to find this person, there are side quests that were happening. They haven't happened today. But that time passing is actually significant for how the story plays out.
And if I rest, you keep going, apparently.
Permanently.
Yeah, until you're out of stuff. Until you also rest.
You have cards you can play?
I just don't want to draw any of those tokens.
Well, not test taking, but like just straight up play a card, soothe yourself.
Yeah, I can do that kind of stuff.
I guess you don't want to take a test at all.
No, I don't want to take a test.
If I can find my meditation pillow, it would be great. I might have to just do some digging.
I feel like there's got to be something that will give me a better shot at this mud. There must be. Mm-hmm. 3 progress? There's no way to cheat progress on there? I've got to be missing something. I don't want to take tests. Okay, 1 there, 2 there, but then I don't get the mud test. So our end game is basically, I mean, when you clear a card to the trail to the minute, when there are 8 there.
Here's a question.
At a certain point, we just need you to clear the middle.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
If we both just pass, what happens?
We draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
We draw 2 new path cards. And we come back to business. So that would be 1 card that I would draw. So then any fatigue would be it. But
if you pass me, it means I can just go to town. Then I can try to clear this.
I think you should try to clear that immediately. And then, like, get rid of quiet, exhaust quiet or whatever.
Or not.
Or not. Yeah. Can you get 2 here? Straight away? Anything fun that would do that?
I don't have anything to add a second one randomly.
Yeah, I don't either. I used all of my trail
It's
markers.
not
It's
a
not even a
trail.
trail. It's not even a trail.
So I think it's up to me to do that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to just rock the middle. We both pass. Well, this would still hit me. Unfortunately.
Hope for not rain.
Hope for no rain. Hope for no rain.
Well, actually, hold on. I'm going to exhaust this and use 2 fatigue.
Okay.
So draw 2 extra cards.
See if there's anything fun in there.
See if it helps at all.
You've got fatigue too. That might matter.
Yeah.
None of these matter.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I've got to deck build. I must. We need the deck building rules. Can't we just have the whole card pool?
Right. Okay. Well, I could traverse this, right? Untraversable. Drat.
Active predator, add 3 to it. Okay. So, hey, here's what needs to happen. I feel like you need to take a test. You need to hit the sun. Quiet kills the Lutrinol.
Yeah.
Done. Then maybe the freaking mud. It's the mud, man.
Yeah, hold on. Let me think about this.
It's the freaking mud.
Alright, I'm just going to take the fatigue because you're about to be gone anyway.
Yeah, you may as well.
So I'm going to take this focus test. We're going to go 2 to 2. Because that's what we're looking at.
Oof. Ouch. Yikes.
But it only puts 1 progress. That's a failing plan.
It's bad. It's a failing plan.
No, I literally think we just pass.
Okay, get 2 more
Because
passes.
I need things that are not this to clear.
Yeah.
I mean, here's what I will do. I can, let's do this. Let's focus. No, if I hit a bad icon. I guess if I hit an icon, I can clear Lutrinol.
Yeah,
But I
you
could also kill you.
Well, I get 1 near death, but yes.
But then end the turn, we
end of the
lose.
turn, I can't draw. Yeah, that's the end. Of it.
I'll just pass. Let's just see what happens.
Well, I want to do a. I'll play a card. You can just keep passing as long as we don't do tests, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll pay 1 for a pocketed belt pouch. Just in time. Search my deck.
Yeah.
And then you've already rested. So that's that. Okay. Then it goes back to you, and then it comes back to me. And now, because you're resting, I can do whatever I want forever. And keep playing these cards. If there are other active, exhaust each one of them in this being. Okay, so the Lutrinols won't attack me unless they're in a group, so that's fine. Should I try for the deep mud?
If you fail, you...
I mean, I'm going to die a lot of ways.
I think our safest play is to try to get something else to have to score points off of before we start taking
Think
tests.
you can score 3 points somehow?
Maybe.
Even though it's every feature's worth 2? So you'd have to clear 2 features?
Maybe.
All right. Maybe is maybe. Just don't pull the rain. Right? At all?
That's right. I think the only chance we have is just not to accidentally
pull the
lose your
rain.
card right now.
Okay, fine. Fine. Well, then if we're going to do that anyway, I'm just going to pay 2 for another moment of desperation here. Since I'm going to get those tokens back and kill this Lutrinol with this belt pouch.
That's what's up.
It could, I mean, I don't even know. Like, sometimes it might be better just to leave it out. To deal with a little quiet there.
End around?
Yeah.
You don't ready because
I don't ready because of the mud, etc.
All right, we get our bad cards. Hope you don't get a Lucinol on it. Just out of here.
There's a lot of ways this is failing me.
Plasma Sucker Swarm. Fatiguing. I don't know what that means. X is the number of suckers on this swarm. So there's 1. Can't interact with the swarm with weapons. Awareness SWAT. The buzzing nuisances to add 1 damage to the swarm. So
When you rest, fatiguing does fatigue you. So don't rest.
okay.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Let's see if you end the game.
It's a Lutrinol hold. It kills me.
No, that's not Lucinol. That's their house.
Oh, it doesn't say. It says Lutrinol on it.
It's a feature.
Hmm.
It comes up if you
Oh, but we put a Lutrinol into play when it comes into play. So
Did
yeah, that's gonna be the end of it, unfortunately. Here. Ow. I'm too tired.
I can't go on.
I can't go on.
But that would have at least done this. Let me see how that reads.
It's possible.
Wow. Those two together are rough. Every time you hit a mountain, you go get a Luchonol.
Okay, then what happens? So then we have to end the day. End the day.
Any landscape.
Okay. Then. Right, I understand all of this. Clear. Fatigue. Okay. The day ends. Ranger 2 fatigued. The day ends immediately. The current put session is over and 1 day of campaign time passes. Check off the next day on the campaign track. Save your current landscape by either storing it on top of the landscape deck. The rest of the game materials can be packed up and returned to their normal storage locations.
End of session.
End of session.
So we'll come back next time. We'll be at Atrox Mountain.
But I just want to do it right now. I refuse to be defeated. It's so devastating. Why am I getting dunked on by this peaceful game?
And apparently, let me find the meditation pill. I think the meditation pill only works on me, so I can't do that for you.
This water landscape is bogus, man. We need to get to White Sky.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of this.
Well, without that deep mud, we can get to White Sky hopefully really easy.
Real quick. I mean, we just need to get paths out and get the tokens off of them.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put this back on my deck. I'm going to let you think about whether or not we have one more hour in us.
There's no way we finish in an hour.
Oh, we would finish in an hour for sure. At this rate.
We started 2 hours ago? I'll try it.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it.
All right. So next day, bonus round.
It's the next day. Bonus round. Yeah, we're over it. We're going to keep the same deck even.
Jake saying he thinks I should have done stuff before Luchonol risk. So the problem is that there's a number of things I can do that would make us that our last turn, and there's no way for us to complete the objective on that turn. So it's like a 66% chance that we just lose immediately, because 2 of the 3 icons would make Steven not be able to.
And we don't want to lose immediately. We want to lose over time.
If you don't draw Luchonol, it's possible, however unlikely.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is get murdering. We've tried it the old-fashioned way. We've tried it the newfangled way. I'm playing that bow, and I'm not going to stop shooting.
Do we rebuild the deck?
Until everything is done.
So it's the water with the Atrox Mountain, and then do you put the new landscapes, or do we keep like the stuff?
I just kept them in because we hadn't seen any of the old. Well, we saw Quiet in there, didn't we? Quiet's still there. I feel like Quiet's still there. Right. Yeah. Okay. But now we get to just show how much we're going to cruise.
I don't know. It's tough.
I have one job, and it's to get this freaking search and rescue mission done.
Yeah, Jake, downpour does fatigue everyone. So that was what felt wrong about. Because if we pass, it's possible 2 features come out that I could complete. Then we could at least complete the search.
And you never hit the rain token.
Yeah.
It's very possible. I mean, it's not very possible. It's in the realm of possible. When the dunks are happening, I'm not even gonna. The music is off, man.
It's focus time.
It's time to wreck this game. Andrew will not make me feel insignificant as a player. I refuse to give him that power, Zach. It's time to do it.
Andrew's saying we can choose the mountain trail set now instead of waterfront.
Because we're technically starting the day.
I say we do.
Yeah, get out of the water.
We haven't seen the mountains, and I'm tired of these water creatures.
I'll probably hate the mountains just as much.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I see some cards in here I'm not going to like. And I love water. So it just goes to show you. Don't look at it. Oh, let's just reshuffle the landscapes, too, while we're here.
All 5 landmarks from the valley are in here.
Oh, were they? That's not how that's supposed to work. Oh, I shuffled them in just now at the end of the thing. Okay, choose 3. Not quiet. Only the good ones.
Alan says mountains are surely safer.
Yeah, right?
There should be less creatures.
Every one of these, we should have stayed in the woods, man. I feel like the woods was safe. There were just deer and stuff.
But it makes sense. We went through the water, now we're in the mountains.
That's right.
Straight up.
Well, it only goes to show you that the person wasn't in the water and they weren't in the forest.
Hopefully they're not in the water.
So they must be in the mountains.
Draw 6.
Maybe they're in that stupid bubble. All right. Okay, we're starting off with the belt pouch. Great. Great.
All right. Then what's the back of this card saying?
We get 2 of the bad things, obstacles. You get 1, I get 1. It's the Oprah of... Oh, look at that Atrox going into the sink there. There's an obstacle.
Shale scree?
Shale scree. Those little tiny rocks.
And a fractal wire.
Oh, of course I get whatever garbage this is. What is this?
No, it goes up here.
Fractal wire, yeah. Feature floor obstacle. Fit, triangle, pull apart the razor sharp vines with care. Add 1 damage to this feature for every 2 effort. If you're performing a compass action, this feature fatigues you. Wow.
Oh, look at this. Climb 2. Add 2 for every effort. So if you put 2 effort in at least and succeed, this will clear.
Okay. That's excellent.
These 4 are already way easier
we like
to
this.
get,
This is great. Yeah. Just keep things away from me.
I have a feeling there's a lot of obstacles in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So they are a good place to find this stuff.
Yeah, somebody gets lost in the mountains. That's usually where they end up.
Hey, I understand lots of features in the mountains that will make the mission easier to accomplish.
Yeah.
Well, we needed something to break our way.
All right, draw the path cards.
What are you talking about?
You draw the path card. I'm turning this music back on because now I really like it. Now that we've set up the game, we start the turn by drawing a path card each. Starting with you.
Come on.
This is where the Atrox come in.
Clinging, fog, a feature, a weather, and an obstacle. Fatiguing. What's a fatiguing mean?
When you rest, it fatigues you.
Obstacle. Focus. Press on through the eerie gloom to move your ranger token at this feature. If we both get there, it clears. That's the easiest one in the world. So you just have to pass the focus test in a minute.
I think I can do it. I got 3 of those, boys.
So before we take a bunch of tests, we'll see what you get.
Ooh, Sil Belay, an artist.
Oh, yeah,
Read episode 150, or number 150.
Now we're talking.
Now this is what I'm looking for. As you follow the path, you see a middle-aged woman in a green dress wearing a wide-brimmed straw hat perched on a rock a few meters above the trail. She sees you at the same time and waves. "Hello, Rangers," she calls out. You ask her what she's doing. She holds up a sketchbook and charcoal sticks. "I'm trying to paint as much of the valley as I can. This view is beautiful, but I could really use a person in it to help with scale. You think you could just stand right there for a minute? Now try and look adventurous." So we can pose. There's a pose action on the card, Zach.
Pose for the painting to add 4 progress to this being. And we need 6 total.
Yeah. And then if we clear with progress, something happens. If we clear with damage, something happens.
That's a devastating... They let you add 4 at a time, but you need 6.
Yeah. Some real...
Which is actually a cool design, because in solo player, it's only 3. Yeah. So you pass that once, you got it.
Pose it, yeah.
In 2 player, you have to pass it twice. But in 3 player, you just have to pass it 3 times still.
Yeah.
In 4 player,
though, you have to pass it 3 times. Because it's 4 times 3, right?
Yeah.
So in 4 players, it's a little easier. You
so the math is kind of cool. But look at this. Look at all this progress out here. It's going to get swept away by the rain.
And what's weird is that you could just ace her. Just 4 damage.
And clear it.
And
I'm sure something sad happens.
I would like to actually read.
Retro says, beat up the old woman and show her why you do not come to the valley. Hey, what? Don't use no spoiler.
Oh, I'm reading what happens if you damage her. It's devastating.
Yeah, you can't. That's against the job.
That is.
In the same way Arkham penalizes you for failing, this penalizes you for doing harm.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna read this afterwards so that everybody can figure out.
Can understand.
How sad.
All right.
Oh, and she doesn't have. Yeah, it's just features, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do something, but then ultimately, I'm not gonna take a test. I need you to get here.
Okay, I can get there. Well, I don't know that that's true. Yeah, I can do a focus test. I can press, and it's a 1. Yeah, I can press through the fog.
I'm gonna play a multi-tool.
Yeah, a classic Zach opening there.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play some cards too. Here for sure. Play the old pocketed belt pouch. At the right time. Search my deck for something useful.
Okay.
Wait, was I supposed to get there instead of doing that?
It's okay.
Is that important? I
Well,
can do that different.
I just have to keep killing time because I don't want to take a test.
Get in time. All right, I'll do the focus test. All right, focus, clinging fog. It's a focus test of 1 to 1.
Yep.
See, I've gotten you 2 focus things in your. I could also contribute a what? Koi.
Ooh, check out what happens if we draw the sun when the fog's out. If your ranger token is not on this feature, move it to this feature. This feature fatigues you, and then you draw a path card.
But then you also might clear it immediately. Yeah, because the fog's gone, because the sun's out. I love it so much. Do you think a 1-to-1 here is okay?
I think it's fine.
Are you sure?
What's the worst that can happen?
Drawing the rain token.
Actually, the mountain is pretty bad. Move this card within reach. It fatigues you. Move each beam within reach to within reach of the other ranger. You're performing a... I don't even know what that
Compass
icon
action.
is. This feature fatigues you.
Not a compass action. I'm not going to mess around here.
Okay. Yeah, that's smart.
Focus +1. We got a mountain 3. So, I move my token here, courtesy of pressing. Then we resolve the mountains from top to bottom. Trail grows cold.
So, which one are we least likely to complete?
Great question. This one?
I don't know.
No, that
two
one's
for
easy.
everyone?
Let's get this fractal wire out of here. This one's definitely easy. Then remove a rain token from downpour. Everybody suffers a fatigue.
Okay.
Yeah, be aware of all of them. Move this card within reach. Move each being within reach to within reach of another ranger. There are no beings within reach. So I'm now getting wrecked by the scree. If I'm performing a compass action on fractal wire, I'm not. And that's the end of it.
Okay. Mine?
Yeah.
I'm going to exhaust to move my ranger token here. It will fatigue me for 1. And then we'll clear it
That's right.
immediately. So these 2 go up here.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go back. This gets discarded.
Let's go.
And then
You still have an action or a turn.
I will... How many fatigue you got? I need you to fatigue yourself a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm on it, boss.
I'm gonna play Trail Mix.
Classic.
I like the snacks.
He likes the snack.
That's right.
I think I'm just gonna try to
I agree.
jump this. I think it's the whole boat.
Yeah.
2 to 2.
Agreed. We're on a mission.
2 to 2. I mean,
It's
I don't want to fail it.
You thought we were playing fun and games and someone slapped you, and it's like, all right, let's go.
I'm not failing this. Are there -2s? Have we seen -2s for sure?
I can't see any now. I'll just tell you.
Yeah, just to see if there's any -2s.
-2.
Yeah.
I think there's 1 -2 for each stat.
What are the odds?
I think there's literally 1 of
So,
each.
but really though, what are the odds?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jesse, I think speedruns of this game are going to be a real thing. I also think like strategy guides might be a real thing where it's like, all right, so to do this most effectively, you go to White Sky, you befriend the
24
fisherman,
total cards, so
you
it's
get the
1 and
fishing pole.
24.
Okay, then you never go more than 1 above.
I think there'll be strategy guys too for like, there'll be some side quest that they give you a glimpse of, but then it's like, how do you ever make that happen? And it's like, well, you have to go here first and get the tea from this person.
Yeah.
Then you have to take it to the top of the mountain and deliver it and trade it for the brownies. And then you have to get back to the thing, and it has to be gibbous.
It's got to be Kivis. Zach, I'm going +2 because I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
I don't need more than 1 pocketed belt pouch. All right, fit test. Boom. -1. We've got mountain 8. All right, so let's first resolve the test. I'm going to place 4 fatigue. 4
Give me 4
minus
progress.
1, 3. Add 2 for every effort, so 6 total. And if you fail, it fatigues me. I didn't fail. So I'll put 6. It requires 4. That's 2 on. It clears immediately. Bada boom. Who's laughing now? Game?
Andrews responded to someone. It accidentally tagged RestreamBot. So it replied to RestreamBot.
Remove a trail token from the search mission, you horrible card. Downpour. Everybody suffers of fatigue.
Fine.
It's raining. I'll never look at the rain the same. If I'm performing a compass test, was I? I was not. So fractal wire doesn't matter, and we're out of here.
And you shuffle.
Shuffle them in. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Mine?
Yeah, at a certain point, do we just double rest here and get more paths?
Yes, but I have a better play.
Oh, we need to pose. We both need to pose this turn.
I'm definitely planning on posing.
Yeah, we gotta pose.
I'm a poser.
We gotta pose.
How about before we do that, though, we take some comfortable solitude and each recover 2 fatigue. No active means.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Grunher's my ability let me move to the fog, but Steven had to take that test to move to the fog.
Take the fog tag. I'm gonna play a pocket of belt pouch. This is the time for cards.
Oh, that was the thing you almost played earlier.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pose for a painting. Cost a spirit and then triangles.
Spirit and triangles. Yeah. You need at least one triangle to have a chance.
Okay.
I love this. If you fail, suffer 1 fatigue as you pull something.
Oh, trying to pose?
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see if I get it. We're on spirit. Sun 2 plus 1.
Good
Succeeded. We'll add 4 progress. I'm going to add this one because I'm just marking it with 4.
Yeah. I like that we use different tokens every
All
time
the
just
time,
keep
yeah.
everybody confused.
Yeah, Sun 2. Shuffle the deck.
And then
How many shuffles we got in here?
move 1 trail token from a feature to another feature. There is not.
I just want
currently
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So 1 in 4 times on average you'll shuffle this deck.
Okay. 25% is what we call it in the biz. So now if I take a 2 spirit test, I'm going to fail because that's how this game treats me.
2 to 2, man.
All right.
We can.
I'm also going to try to pose. I believe.
Let's go. We'll accomplish more in the first 2 turns of this game than we did the past 2 games.
Yeah, we're done with it. And we're running it on heroic. Pose 0. It's a Sun 8, which means I passed the test. Put 4 progress
Here's
on.
my pose. It's my adventurous pose.
Sun token resolves on search, but it does not have anything to move. So this is all done, and we will put more progress and clear.
Read me a story.
S'il Ballet, the artist. 153. Oh my god. Awesome. 153. With a triumphant flourish, Syl adds a final stroke to the canvas. And done! She smiles at you, then her expression turns thoughtful. I do appreciate your help, but I can't help but think that this scene would be much better if sketched from the peak of one of those mountains. She looks hopeful. I don't suppose you could take me to the top of one and help me complete the piece there. Agree to help. Remove all but 1 progress from this card. Write down Syl's Mountain Masterpiece. Not today. Clear Syl as normal. Each ranger sues 2 fatigue. Let's be honest about what we're going to do.
So hold on. What happens if we say yes?
She comes back with all but 1 progress.
Yeah,
so she has 1 on.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And do I need to write anything down?
Write down Syl's Mountain Masterpiece. We now are trying to help her.
All right.
And we still have to do that test twice because Andrew is a masochist.
Like twice again?
Yeah, because it's on 1 and it has to go to 6, and we add 4 every time.
Why you do this?
Why you do this? Exactly.
Okay.
Over to you. I posed my heart out. I'm on resties.
You want to add a token to my trail mix?
I do.
I have nothing else.
I'll do that at the end of my turn. I'll add it to the trail mix there.
I mean, I guess I'll do this. I'll adapt to a multi-tool. Spend this awareness to take a spirit test. Trying to soothe a fatigue.
All right. Easy.
And I'll go ahead and add in this insightful. Because it has a response. If I succeeded a focus action, I can put it in my hand for my discard pile. So I want to keep cycling it.
Fair enough. Oh, hey. Correct. Davi, with all the strategy, Davi knows what they're doing here. We can use the connect test on universal actions to add progress to any being. So
I'm doing this on her.
you could do a Spirit 2, and then we could do a Spirit 1 for the final.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
Either 1 or 4, whatever your best test is, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I'm gonna do connect because I have the plus heart here.
Right on. Yep.
So I'll do 2 to the Z.
Connect is 1.
2 to 1.
Yeah.
All right. And we got a -1, Mountain 8. So
Great.
it still succeeds.
Great.
So we'll put a progress on here.
Great. Keep posing.
Then the mountains will trigger. Remove a trail token. Fine. Remove a rain token. Everyone suffers a fatigue.
Right.
That's
Proud
fine.
we are of all of them.
Mountain, if you're performing, I'm not. So then this goes here, and we shuffle.
Okay.
This goes to my discard pile. Then I'm gonna take. I'm gonna exhaust action. Trail mix to suit. Oh, no, it's not good. I have 0 attacky right now.
Yeah, we don't want that at all.
For 0. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not gonna draw any cards I don't have to. I'm just gonna rest.
Okay. I will also rest. End of turn.
Okay, end of turn. So I'm gonna try to do this from memory. All that happens, I think, is the Rangers draw a card. We draw 2 path cards, and we keep going.
Yeah.
Right? The canteen.
You didn't see any of this last time.
I know the canteen is the reason you play this. Whatever this.
Would you
is.
look at this? A shale scree again. It's just golden.
Excellent. We refill our banks.
Let's see what you get. I do think so. We took the weird path.
Another fractal wire.
If we pull up that map on our first session, we moved from White Sky to Golden Shore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the game naturally, because you came from Lone Tree Hill, so if we actually had played those first couple sessions, we'd come this way. The game probably sends us to the mountains next.
Lone Tree Hill is like a soap opera, right?
One Tree Hill.
Lone Tree is it One Tree Hill?
Yeah.
It is One Tree Hill. That's right.
But if we were following the progression of what the game probably expected, we would have gone through the mountains to get to the mountains.
Mountains make it easy.
We would have hit this.
Yeah. It's not us, it's the game. It's definitely not our decisions. Okay, so we've got game on the table here. As long as we don't draw any
Yeah. But we can clear this one like immediately.
for effort here. If you can get 4 fit effort in a single blow, you can clear this. So think about that. Which I actually can do.
I can't, but I can clear this one.
Immediately.
You had 2 for every effort.
Yeah.
So if I am testing at a 3, then I'm fine. So before we do any of that, I'm going to exhaust the trail mix and soothe 2 fatigue for myself.
Right on. Yeah, good choice.
Okay. Okay. And we need triangles, which I'm sorely short on. Do I have any awareness needs? Not particularly.
I think we've got this as long as you don't pull a rain token.
Yeah. I got this round.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my multi-tool. I'm going to make this climbing test actually an awareness test.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna vision up that
I'm
mountain,
going to put 3 in. Hope I don't fail.
as we all do.
Because I have no triangles.
3 to 2.
This is an awareness test.
It's green.
Got a Sun 3.
Sun 3.
0.
It's 0.
So resolve the test. I get to put 6 progress on it.
That's right. 2 for each effort.
It will clear.
That's right.
So we'll get these 2.
That's right.
This clears. And then we'll resolve Suns. If you have...
Oh no.
I must move a trail token from a feature to another feature. Yeah. Yeah. No more Suns to resolve. These clear. That's okay. We still can get
It's
it.
ultimately fine.
And then it's over to you.
Everything's fine. And I'm ready. Yeah. I didn't do anything this turn. Okay. I'm going to pay 1 for an infusion canteen. I'm going to make it a fit test. So I get 3 free fits.
Very cool.
Because what I was going to do is just sip on that for a 5 fit against this fractal wire and just see myself out of here. Back over to you.
Let's take that posy test. No.
Yeah.
Can you pass it?
I feel like these are kind of a waste of our time at this point. That's a lot to do for one token that's going to get removed halfway through by the rain. We should probably wait on another path.
Yeah. Well, in that case...
Meantime, start posing.
Mm-hmm.
Wyoming Scum, are Zach and Steven crushing it? We have decided to crush it now. But we were getting wrecked, yes.
Yeah. The water path into the mountains was tough.
That was tough.
Yeah. And you got the mud, and I got the big scary thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play the Orland hiking stave for 2. Comes in with 3 on it.
We need more trails out here.
I'm gonna start loading up
Okay.
Atrox Mountain.
Yeah.
With my time.
Good choices. Over to me. I'm just gonna go 2 to 2 on the pose.
Yeah, get it.
I mean, I don't have any triangles. You have any triangles?
No triangles here.
All right, 2 to 2 on the pose. Spirit -2. So Andrew says, "See you later." I still remember that I had a part in Arkham here. -2 spirit, fail the test. If I fail, I suffer fatigue. And then move 1 trail token from a feature to another feature that's relevant.
Ah, yes. Success.
So, and then we shuffle this up. So if possible, don't take a test. Can you play something? Or rest?
I'm fine resting.
Because what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to take a 2 + 3 fit test for 5. So I'll have 5 effort coming on. I'm going to add 2 for every 2 effort.
So you really mean to take 2 no test turns?
Well, no. My next turn is going to be that test, and it will clear this and put 2 on the main.
If I'm there, does it give you a free +1 effort?
Yes, it does.
So how about we do this? I'm going to exhaust to do this. It fatigues me for 2.
Okay.
Which I'll get back in a minute with my...
Yeah, I like this idea.
Then I'm going to exhaust this and lose a token to put a progress on the trail.
Very nice. On Atrox.
And then I'll rest.
Okay. So then I'm going to take this test
Next round. Or now.
right now.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah. I'm going to start with 1. I'm going to add 1. So I'm currently at 2 effort. That would be 1 damage if it's successful. I'm going to take 2 sips.
Now I'm giving you a free +1.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that there. Let me just add this up. 2 sips, or I can take 1 sip and go a 4 to a 2. So yeah, that's all I need. So I'm going to take 1 sip from the canteen,
Yeah.
2 from the fitness test. We're currently at 3 plus your 1 is 4. So because I have 4 effort, it's going to add 2 damage.
If successful.
And it's a pull of 2, so I don't believe that I can fail it.
Too big to fail. You get the spicy -4 or something.
0, crest, 6. Succeed at the test, add 2 damage. That will immediately clear it. What's up? Searched and rescued. Let's go ahead and resolve down before we do all of this. Right, I'm sure there's an order, a timing chart. I'm going to take a fatigue because the sense of urgency is here. Unless maybe it's not because we already succeeded. And then if there's an active predator, Silbele. Hold on, but then do we not get to do this?
I don't think that's going to move us necessarily.
Okay, let's just assume it won't. All right, we did it. See what intention will do for you.
All right, so the search mission, when you clear a card with a trail token on it, place that token here. When there are 8 or more, so I think it would happen before this, you even suffer that fatigue.
So let's just not, yeah.
Read entry 100.
All right,
We have arrived.
Yeah. Okay.
Chris Huderick says apparently she was just in the mountains.
After hours of wandering the valley, following your hours,
Seriously.
yeah, many hours,
Days.
following your intuition and the faint signs of Quisi's passage, you might have found something concrete. The signs of recent passage through the undergrowth. Then a little later, a faint impression of a footprint in the soft ground. Quisi can't be far. Check the current day. If it is the 4th day, go to 100A. If it's the 5th or 6th, which it is, go to 100B. If it's the 7th or later, go to 100.
This is day 6.
Day 6. Okay, so we're middling.
So that's where even just like you literally go down a different path of the whole story if you take too long or move too fast there.
And there's
three
a
different
lot of things happening, branching out here too, that I just saw that I won't read for everybody. You make your way through a thick grove of pines and arrive at a small clearing. You notice the exploded remains of an exceptionally large Calvacia mushroom. Its spores spread in a wide circle. A rich, unpleasant odor reaches your nostrils. You're drawn to investigate, but as you step closer, you see a small form lying at the opposite edge of the clearing. You rush forward and kneel beside her. It's Quisi Voss. Her side caked in what looks like dried black mud. I know how that goes. She got stuck in the deep mud. Her eyes are closed. You fear the worst, but as you gently cradle her head, her eyes flutter open. She struggles to speak, her lips cracked from dehydration. Oh, she says drowsily. Oh, she says drowsily.
Yeah, you had a little
I
too
fell
much
asleep.
energy.
My leg hurts a little. You look down and see a wide line of dried blood through her torn leggings. It almost got me, she says, but I tricked it. You assure Quisi that you're going to take her home, but even as you do, you hear branches rustling and see a shadow moving through the trees.
It's that,
A predator,
that quiet.
most assuredly. Complete the search Quisi Voss mission. What does that do? Flip it over. Is there anything back there? Anything? We just mark it on our campaign log. Add the rescue Quisi Voss mission. Flip the search mission card to the other side. Place Quisi Voss in play and attach rescue to her.
So rescue,
Now it becomes a rescue mission.
search and rescue. It says force response after the being indicated by the mission enters play. Attach this card to them. The attached being gains persistent, so she sticks with us.
Yeah.
The attached being cannot gain and cannot be cleared by progress.
Okay.
Force response after you travel to a ranger station. Read entry 103.
The old drop off. And we don't read her journal entry, it says specifically.
Right. And then if we get a crest, the hunt is up. Search the path and discard for the next predator and put it into play.
Mm-hmm. Classic escort mission.
She has fatiguing, friendly, and persistent.
Mm-hmm.
So what does fatiguing do again?
It means that when we rest, she's going to fatigue us.
Oh, because we're
Which is
like
probably
care for
happening
her.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Focus test answer. Answer her questions to add progress to this being equal to your effort, and then exhaust this being. Can't clear her because of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then technically she would.
If
clear.
you like find her in the world, she's operating a little different.
Then as a son, remove a progress or token from a plant, insect, or gear in play.
Okay.
Because you're like giving her uses out of your gear or whatever. Then a crest, if there's an active predator other than Damocles, exhaust it. Add damage to this being equal to that predator's presence.
Ooh.
She just sticks around.
And she starts with 1 harm per the campaign log. She must be taken to a ranger station, either Northern Outpost or Lone Tree. We're close to Northern Outpost. We're one away. Search the path for the next predator.
Right now.
Right now. It's an Atrox.
It is an Atrox.
Always is an Atrox.
I guess I get it.
You're a lead ranger.
What's
after
ambush
all, aren't you?
mean?
Or maybe it's on my turn. Maybe it's me.
That might be
Ambush
right.
means they fatigue you immediately. So I'll take 2 fatigue right away.
Okay. And does completing that end our turn?
No. I just finished the test. You had rested though, right?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay. So now we've got this mission. But let's be honest, we're here to pose and then go to the ranger station. That's what we're here for. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's why we're here, exactly.
Okay. All right, now let's look what this Atrox up to. You can also, if there's another active predator, add 2 to fatigue, exhaust this being, suffer 1 injury. So I'm just gonna rest as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the tricks.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend all your energy.
Let's rest.
All right.
Okay. Rest
Load back up.
Draw a card. 2 spirit.
Evan, I think the replayability is going to be pretty high. Given, even as this example, if we'd found her 2 days sooner or a day later, it changes whatever's going on right now, which is really interesting. And then that branches out from there.
There's a piece of me that, without any missions at all, would want to get to every landscape and find all the unique cards and see what they do.
Yeah.
I could do that for probably
Absolutely.
20 to 40 hours.
And there's things you just won't get to every time.
It's crazy. Okay, so I drew. Now we each draw a path card, starting with you.
Everything's ready, right?
Yeah.
All right, Atroxes, let's party.
Good luck.
Atrox.
Oof.
Ambush, he fatigues me.
Yeah, for 2. Ooh, an arcology sinkhole. What is this? Ooh, a story prompt. 8 progress, arcology sinkhole. Let's just read about it.
Number 170.
As you come around, this is so cool. Like, period.
Yep. No, I'm in.
As you come around a bend in the path, the land suddenly drops away in front of you. Luckily, as you're paying attention, you catch yourself before you go tumbling down a steep slope. You stand on the edge of a large pit, where it looks like an entire grove of trees has collapsed into the ground not long ago. Between the tangled mass of splintered trunks, you can see what looks like a broken steel archway and cracked pipes leading into darkness. The sinkhole may have exposed a new route into the old arcology beneath the valley. We're going to destroy ourselves for not getting in there.
But we'll have to come back, you know. Brad, hey, welcome. Look, he says, hey, just found your channel a little bit ago, and I love your content. Watching through gets me through very long work hours. So thank you. By the way, this game looks fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, welcome. Brad. Happy to have you, Brad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so technically she's down here for interaction purposes.
You want to do it?
I mean, I don't care. People in chat were talking about
Let's
it.
do it. I'll put it down here.
She's like along the way.
Yeah, she's with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because interacting with this means we take the fatigue of this stuff.
Yeah, but she doesn't fatigue us, right? Well, she does. She actually does because she's fatiguing when we rest. So that happens now.
Yeah.
She fatigues who? Me or you?
I think everybody. She's
Everybody?
not interacting
She's with
either of us.
everybody?
Yeah. We're having to take care of her.
Well, I mean, get her to that station quick.
Dan, I think you're right. So there's within reach along the way, and then whatever this layer is.
These Atroxes are not terrible, but we do have to deal with them before we do anything else.
Yeah, that's the beat. Ooh, but if every obstacle...
Oh, we've got to drop this before we can travel.
But if an obstacle is exhausted, does it still count as an obstacle?
I say no. And that's what matters, right?
Yeah, I understand we could exhaust
Ready
her.
cards.
So
Only
we
ready
can,
cards.
We can answer a question to exhaust her so she doesn't fatigue us.
Right.
She's a little
Right.
kid asking
Are we there
questions. Yet? What did you say about the exhaustive?
So it's only ready obstacles.
So I have a way of exhausting all the obstacles.
Well, that seems very convenient.
Yes.
That one, particularly. But it's got to be at the right time.
Right, when we're ready to dunk on this and then go win the game.
So let me just put this out there. The arcology sinkhole has 8 progress. And if we clear it with progress, we find something in the depths and read 172. So just as an idea. But can we please clear the artist? That's my number 1 priority here.
Yeah, I might be able to clear that arcology sinkhole.
Oh my gosh, I've got a big play. I can definitely murder one of these Atroxes.
With an item?
Yeah. I'm going to throw a pouch at it, yes. But I'm going to add a token first, and then I'm going to throw a pouch.
You do damage equal to the tokens on it?
Yeah, I think so. Let me read it again. Number of tokens, yeah.
You do you, man. You murderer.
Yeah, I know. Well, come on, he's a giant tiger. We've been taught to be afraid of these things, right? Or I could exhaust it. What's the exhaust test? Observe it? I've got a 1 observe. I'm focused. I'm here to murder.
Now, if we pull a sun, they damage each other. And if we pull a crest, it would exhaust.
Yeah, and we'd suffer injury, which is fine. No problem with an injury, really. But the problem is they're just going to be fatiguing us as we do anything that isn't dealing with them.
Yeah.
And let's not forget this old Voss trigger. If there's an active predator, then exhaust it, add damage equal to the presence, which is 2. What's her health? 3? So, she's, feeble. She's absolutely feeble.
I say we...
Oh, man. Hold on. I've got...
R1 says you have an injured little girl with you and 2 predators on your tail, but you're worried about posing for a painting and exploring a sinkhole.
Dude, we've got to get that Art.
What happens if he dies?
We don't want that. Whose turn is it? Yours? Yeah, you start off, right? We just rested.
Every time we reveal a crest, we get a new predator too.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we kill them all, we want to worry about that. Theoretically.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
You have plenty of cards.
I'm good. But I mean, yeah, I'll take one.
I'm gonna take a snack. I'm gonna draw two. I need a thinking snack.
Where is she in this order? So does it go?
I think she's just in this row.
She's along the way?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the Atrox will resolve last. So that's bad for us. So crests are bad.
Equal the predator's presence.
So if you pulled a crest and then I pulled a crest and we both had Atroxes out, they would kill her.
Yeah, I need to deal with this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to take an awareness test. Fun. Fun. Fine. It's not a good test for me.
If you play something card-wise, I can ace your Atrox without any tests. And then I can come back and potentially ace mine.
Okay.
Keep it in mind. Keep me in mind. Time to drink some water.
How confident are we?
In what?
Our ability to travel this turn.
Well,
I think we'll do it. I'm gonna take a risk.
I think I can take care of both Atroxes.
I'm gonna play a moment. It's called Share in the Valley Secrets. Exhaust each obstacle within reach of you and along the way.
Awesome.
Suffer fatigue for each obstacle exhausted this way.
That's totally fine. Yeah. Very good. Okay, clearing the way.
It says, on your journeys you've discovered many paths, secret and hidden, not found on any map, and known only to a few.
All right, I'm going to use my exceptional tinker ability. Add one token.
It's top to bottom, and you choose the order within the same layer.
Cool. And then I'm going to pay 2 for a moment of desperation, throwing this belt pouch with 4 tokens at your Atrox.
Boom. Roasted.
What I actually did was I filled it with food and then I threw it off the cliff.
That's right,
And
and
the
it
Atrox went after it.
All right.
And then that actually, I would probably no, it's not. I'm not interacting with anything.
No test.
So yeah, so like a cheat code.
Okay. So, are you going to deal with your Atrox in a second?
I have a long plan for dealing with the Atrox.
I need you to do that before I start taking tests.
You want to try to exhaust him? Can you awareness exhaust him? Observe him for 2?
It's bad.
You got 3 greens over there.
Yeah, but then all my cards do nothing. You know?
Yeah, so my grand plan is, yeah. Let's see. Huh. Well, cards are always good, but we're not on
The problem is if I take a test and draw a red, she gets aced by that.
just 1 damage.
No, it's equal to his presence.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I can't take a test.
Oh no.
So,
we need only tests that work.
well, you need tests that aren't tests.
Well, if you exhaust him successfully with your test, he can't be exhausted, so he can't do damage.
Right. But to do that, I would have to succeed at an observation.
You mean that 3 green stack test that you have?
And then, but then my turn's over. Mostly.
You got the multi-tool. You got at least another test.
If I fail, we lose.
I mean, we lose her, yes. You know.
That's the point.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
That's why I showed up today. I was concerned about her.
That's right.
All right, here we go. I bought one.
What is it?
Mountain 2.
Mountain
Plus
2,
1.
+1.
That's an exhausted Atrox.
That's right.
Then resolve the mountains. Yippee-ki-yay. Downpour. We suffer fatigue. We flip. It's pouring down. It's exhausted. More Earth falls in. Discard any one feature in play. Remove 2 progress from this card.
Discard the fractal wire.
Wasted my time.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah.
The sinkhole opened up.
But basically that was the action I could take and not take
great.
a test. All right, over to you.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, I'm going to play the old Sphere Cam short bow.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
3 arrows.
All right, mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this fit test. 2, 4. You put 2 on it for every effort. So I'm 4 to 2, ahead by 2.
Right on.
Taking the fit test on the Atrox Mountain. And we got it's crest 7 plus 1. Going to add 10 progress to that there location.
No way.
Oh, and to do that, I have to take fatigue from all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just stack that up.
All right, this thing's out of here. And then this fatigues you as well.
All right.
Just take one more for the house.
And then we shuffle these back in.
And then we've got reds resolve all the way down. We've got an active predator, doesn't matter. Fatigues you from the arcology sinkhole. Active predator on Quisi doesn't
Apparently
matter.
friendly characters don't fatigue you when you are interacting.
Okay. And then the hunt is up. Search the path and discard for the next predator. Put it into play. This seems not as bad as the other one. See how bad that is. It's a circling ibex.
Irex. Circling Irex. It doesn't even come to play engaged. It goes up
Good.
here.
Love that.
Persistent. It follows us.
That's fine.
You can take a spirit test, drive off the threatening sky tyrant to move this being along the way and exhaust it. If you fail, it fatigues you. Sun, if this being is along the way, move it within reach. It fatigues you. Crest, if this being is within reach and you have at least 3 fatigue, exhaust it, suffer an injury.
Man, these circling ibex, man, come on. Mountain garbage.
Okay, and then that test is done. And then if we just end the day...
We're going to have to do... I've got 2 spirit.
Yeah, you
two
take
to,
that
2 to
test.
2, right?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
It's easy. It's easy. 2 to 2?
Oh, that's pretty true. If we fatigue here, then that ability wouldn't be online.
Right, we can
damage her.
answer questions. I've got the focus for that.
Yeah.
I played the weapon when I should have been talking to the kid.
Yeah, so I could have just done that instead of exhausting that thing, but that helps you as well.
All right, I'm going to do 2 to 2 here.
On the artist?
Yeah, I don't have anything in hand to buff it. It drives me crazy, these tests. Oh, yeah, it works. 0 spirit, 2 to 2. That puts 4 on, and we have succeeded. So we will clear that, and then we will resolve the mountain. So let's...
152.
Or 153, I imagine, right? Yeah, 152 is the death one. 153. Go to 154 because we already have Syl's Mountain Masterpiece.
All right.
Syl makes a few final scribbles, looks at her sketchbook, and then back at the scene. She thinks for a moment, then leans back with a deep and satisfied sigh. That is perfect. She looks at you. Thank you so much for this chance. Her eyes suddenly widen and she rummages around in her small rucksack. Oh, for your help, maybe this would be useful. She pulls out a much older and well-used sketchbook and hands it to you. Drawings of plants and creatures from all over the valley from when I was just starting out. I put some observations in it too. Now, she says, standing up, I just have to get this down to my studio and start painting. I can't wait until I'm done and can go find my next masterpiece. She winks at you. Gain the Syl's Sketchbook reward card.
Bum, bum, bum. Look at this thing.
Bum, bum,
Cost 1.
bum.
Has 3 icons on it.
Oh, man. Yes.
It comes in with 2 sketches. Exhaust. Use a sketch to exhaust a bean or feature. Awareness test. Sketch. X. Your subject to choose one feature or bean and add sketches equal to X, where X is the value of that card's presence.
Wait, so you can refill the sketches and use it to exhaust? That's
It's
so good.
It's so good.
Does that mean we each get 1?
I think
we can. I don't know
Divvy
about
it up
that,
as you
but
like?
I know that you basically have to replace cards in your deck with these. So like
It seems like it should be unique, right? Like you can't have 2 still sketchbooks out, or can you? Do we have a rule for that, Andrew?
I don't know yet. We'll see what he says. But this is one of the coolest things about deck building to me is like, unlike Arkham where you gain experience and then you choose from options,
Yeah,
this is literally like you earned these cards
that's it.
and then to put them in, you have to get rid of cards permanently from your deck.
Yeah, so you remove
then-
2 and add 2.
Because like
basically, yeah.
your deck was 30 cards, right? 10 from your history, 10 from your current job training, 8 from your personality, I think.
Yeah.
And then a splash. So over time, your character changes based on the experiences they're having in the game,
Yes.
which is very cool.
Both copies go to 1 player. And it's me. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about it. Bargain.
Well,
you have a super high awareness, so you can sketch better,
that's true.
which I think
But-
is...
I don't have a ton of triangles. I have some.
I think you would always just trade 1 token for 1. Well, X is equal to the card's presence. Okay. I feel like with 3 awareness, you should probably take it. I've only got 1 awareness, so my ability to refill the sketchbook is low.
Is bad.
But you could dump all 3 on just sketching and get 3 exhaust back.
And when do you put this in your deck? I assume it's like after the session I have the ability to change my
I think you
deck.
do it right now. She just gave you a sketchbook. Put it in, man. I don't know.
But it's like a weird...
Yeah, because you're already like halfway through, yeah.
Put up, Tim.
Let's put it aside for now and we'll come back to it.
I'm just going to put these over here.
That's so awesome. You know what? Like, there's a lot
Did
to
she
say.
clear?
Yeah, she clears. Yeah, and she's gone. And we each heal 2 fatigue.
All right. And did she go to the discard pile or permanently gone?
Actually, what does it say?
Andrew says after the session.
Okay, after the session.
I also took a fatigue from her earlier, and she's friendly, right?
Yeah. So I think we clear her and soothe 2 fatigue.
All right.
It says gain the Seal Sketchbook reward card, but nothing else. Or we could just clear her. I think maybe we just clear her because the prompt before this one gave us the 2 fatigue, but this one doesn't expressly say that. So let's not heal. Let's not
Okay,
heal.
let me put you back.
Maybe that's the reward for like doing it but not going through with it.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are.
We just need to travel now.
We've
And when
got
we
enough.
travel, don't we take fatigue for everything around?
Yeah,
Or is it just stuff interacting with us?
it's anything between us and the landscape that we're traveling
Andrew
to
saying she clears.
/ from. So
So we could attempt to focus them out.
we could
She's going to stick with us anyway.
yeah, and so is this thing. It's persistent.
Do we take an exhaust if she's ready when we leave?
We do because she says fatigue.
So I can try to take this focus test.
Let me make sure I'm reading persistent right. Cards with persistent are not discarded. Remain in play when you travel instead of being set aside. Basically, they just remain in play, regardless
But
of
if
whether
they're
ready,
exhausted-
even if they're exhausted.
Because
they
my
stay in play.
intent is to get to the next location and be done.
And yeah, and then be done, drop her off, be happy with it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then I don't want to risk anything.
Then let's just go.
Then I say we end the turn.
Let's just travel.
then
Rest.
we'll travel.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we travel? We end the turn.
In the turn, let's read it. Let's run it down one more time. Travel. Okay, you decide you'd like to travel. Each landscape has a progress threshold, which we've met. Suffer fatigue for everything between you and the landscape. 2,
4, 5.
4, 5.
Look at all my fatigue. I'm exhausted.
I know, we're so tired. Clear the play area. It is called all path cards in play and all ranger cards within reach that are not immediately there. So, path card.
Dude, you're not ready for this.
What's up?
So Alan was asking, does she get removed from the game forever, or can you find her again? And Andrew says you can find her again. Something else happens if you already have the sketchbook.
What?
So if you have
later
the
on.
sketchbook and you find her again, that's like it
destroys
keeps
me.
going.
I'm really happy with it. I'm very happy. So this is persistent. I wonder if she heals. Probably not. That's not how this
Well,
game
this
works.
says force response after you travel to a ranger station.
Oh, so we're here.
So we're traveling to a ranger station.
Let's clear this out. So
And it's gonna be
the Ibis is persistent too.
Mountains and northern outposts technically, but we're going to end the session.
All right, so let's go to 103.
Yeah, 103. Let's read what happens.
You take the final turn on the trail and breathe a sigh of relief, knowing your destination nears. As you approach the station there at the northern outpost, you see Calypsa standing out front in conversation with 2 other rangers with whom you've only somewhat become acquainted. When they see you, they hurry forward and see to Quisi's well-being. Thank you, she says, giving you a squeeze. Please don't tell my mom. Calypsa steps forward. Well done. Always room for improvement, of course, but well done. We'll make a ranger of you yet. She turns and gestures for you to follow. There's fresh fish grilling on the lighter, she says. What say we have a bite?
I agree.
End the current day.
Hear ye,
which
hear ye.
we were going to do anyway, so
Yep.
that's great. That is the end of the demo mission. To see more of the story, check out the full Earthborne Rangers game. If you'd like to explore more, start a new day using Just Explore Setup in Tree 003.
So
we could come back and find what's in the dome. We could go explore Lone Tree a little bit, Mount Nim, which we have not done yet.
I feel like next week I really want to go to White Sky and try to
get in
bubble
that
dome.
Yeah, get in the
and
bubble.
then also I want to get our friend to the
We gotta
Golden
get the
Shore.
rod. We gotta
Yeah.
get the fishing rod. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just give you guys a sense of what this is like.
Why Wing Scum saying, do I hear a bird in the background? And Steven's
Yeah.
got nature sounds on to set the theme.
All right, check this out. I'm gonna pause this. Do you want to hear how devastating this is? A demo game, so I feel like we can share this. So just to understand the wholeness of the outcomes, if you attack the painter,
So
it says, Syl gasps and stumbles, clutching her arm and her side. Blood oozes between her fingers, splattering down onto her sketchbook and obscuring her drawings with blotches of crimson. You move to help her, but one look tells you that you're going to have to give up your current plans in order to get her to safety. Ends the current day.
so it's not even if you hurt her, like the environment hurts her as well.
The end. That's right, yeah. But if it's your friend, too, like if you attack her for whatever reason, and then it's like, well, now I've got to get her to help because this guy's a
didn't know it was
psychopath.
her. You thought it was like, a creature that was going to harm you.
Yeah, it was an accident. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We've all been there before. Okay, so it's the end of the day. The only thing we'll need to remember is we can let's actually just set up where we are. So Northern Outpost, because we might do some exploring
But
there
because we end the day, we can actually choose the path.
when we come back next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's technically Northern Outpost, and then we forest or mountain.
Don't you feel like we're going to go to Mount Nim and then down to Lone Tree and then back over to White Sky?
Because we haven't been to either of these places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do a big
I think
clock
that's
circle.
cool.
So then we're going to hit forest between us and Mount Nim. We'll stay on mountains this time.
Yeah. So it's mountain and then Northern Outpost instead of Atrox.
Okay, so we'll do... And see, these are random valley landmarks, which I don't believe will
Why
have
Wings
it.
come asking why we ended the day. So literally completing the search and rescue mission, when we read that entry, it says, usually when you complete a mission, they were saying that early on, I remember last week, that it's usually a significant enough thing that you end the day. Like you celebrate or whatever is going on is worth pausing for. So once we completed that, day's over, and then we'll come back here. Now I do need to mark. There has now been 6 days completed.
Go ahead and mark that circling Irix is with us, essentially, just so we don't forget. I'm going to replace Atrox Mountain with
Northern Outpost. And then we don't have more missions left because this is obviously just a demo. So we're literally just going to bounce around and explore next week.
That's right.
Which will be fun. Which is cool that you can do that.
And Northern Outpost does have 3 very unique landmarks.
All right, I'm into it.
So there's that. So we'll just pick that stack up and start things off next time. We're sticking with Gathering Storm. I don't think Andrew gave us any other weather. This awful, awful downpour. Horrible.
And we have earned Syl's sketchbook, which I'll need to work into my deck next time.
Now, just keep this in mind. There is another mission card here. And something in this world gives it to us. And it's called Arcology Archaeology.
I would like to know that.
So I'll bet it's in that sinking arcology hole that we didn't find.
But that was just randomly showed up. It wasn't even related to the location, right?
Well, yeah, but man can dream.
Davey says 53 minutes to complete the mission. Amazingly, we could have done that on the first session if we had...
We decided to play well at the end. and poorly at the beginning. It's like we're getting a little better over time.
We know the rules. Helpful. Part 2 is that also we were just excited to be exploring things the first time.
Let's get back in here.
Which I don't think is a problem. It just changes the outcome if you're a little distracted.
We learned how to rest. We learned how to travel. These are very important concepts.
Yeah. The thing to me is like, you think that your resources here are...
Russ, can you pull that card down?
Like, that you basically need to use all your resources every round?
Yeah.
But the truth is, if there's nothing good to be doing on the table, resting and refilling and then just getting more options out here...
That's right. You got to get out of your gamer brain.
Yeah. Now, obviously, if you get a bunch of stuff engaged with you, it's going to make you exhaust to interact here or exhaust further to interact here. So
it can tip.
It can be bad, but also like there are moments where I think resting... It's like, I remember in Destiny, when you first learn when it makes sense to just pass.
Yeah, right.
It's like, well, if we both pass, it's better for me.
Yeah, 100%. The same way. Like, sometimes it's better to pass. I agree with that. I'll tell you what, I am placing a high value already on things that allow you variability in your icons.
Absolutely.
The canteen that gives you tokens from other tests, your multi-tool.
Yeah.
Hugely important for this game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Davy says, I do need to know where the color wooden chips from the aspects come from. Andrew sent them. I don't know. But I assume there will be something in the core game that's usable. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know.
Okay. I feel way better now that we didn't just get wrecked.
Yeah. If you weren't here way earlier when we were talking about it, it is worth mentioning. This game is on Kickstarter right now. It's made by our good friend Andrew Navarro, former head of studio, Fantasy Flight Games. If you haven't checked out the Kickstarter, I'm going to link to it in the chat right now. I know that he's super close to the main stretch goal, which is not something fancy. It's just being able to regionally make this game so it's sustainable.
Yeah, so the way that looks is like if there's enough... Where he's at the level of success now where you start tallying where people are. So if there are enough backers in the EU, it gets manufactured directly in the EU. If there's enough backers in the UK, it gets manufactured directly in the UK. So we're not making it in China, Thailand, whatever, shipping it on a big container ship, wasting all of those resources to get it where it needs to go, putting it to a distribution center, distributing it to the various regional distribution centers, distributing it to various customers or retailers.
Which, side note, is way more expensive for him.
Yes,
because not only are you manufacturing,
somehow it's it's like crazy.
How much smaller batches. You do save on like shipping and boats from China and stuff, but like you don't get the volume discounts. So it's a investment on his part,
and it's being made as sustainably as it can. And I know that there's a lot of kind of internal stretch goals related to that when it comes to the cash. So the sustainability methodology is already more expensive.
Yeah.
And more importantly, everyone in those regions now saves on shipping costs because it's literally being made in their local systems. And you keep the money circulating in those local economies, more local. I mean, it's still very, very big regional kind of situations, but all that capital is flowing into those places and then into the customers or at those places. So like, it's a giant, fascinating experiment in what's possible for manufacturing of any kind, but of course, particularly for board games, because this is something that we are now paying more attention to.
Jesse wants to know what happens when you run out of fatigue. So if you need to take fatigue out of your deck and you can't, day's over. So you must rest. Edward asking, is this a paid sponsored video, or to put it another way, would Steven put this at the home? Should I assume at your house taking up container space? It's not sponsored. None of our content ever is. That's a line that we've actively decided never to cross. Well, never is a strong word. There's probably... No, I'm just kidding. It's unlikely that would ever happen. That's just not why we're here. We do go way back with Andrew. We would love to see him be successful. But how that relates to us as a business is a long way away from possibility. But assuming it's successful enough, it seems like it's built for expansions. To get to the point where there are regular expansions, obviously our subscription model would make a lot of sense, but that's cart before horse at this point.
Yeah. And some things you should know. So I try to say this as much as I can. I worked with Andrew separate from Covenant in a personal business relationship to help develop Earthborne Games, the brand, mission and the purpose, the vision, and kind of the verbal identity, visual identity, those kinds of things. And kind of helped just consult during that process. And then I stepped away during nothing about the game or any of the actual offerings are something that I've been involved in. So it kind of switched from, I had a personal business thing going with Andrew for the brand development, which is a more conceptual piece. And then with all of the actual tangible stuff, it's purely a Covenant Earthborne relationship between us. And yeah, we hope that if this game expands, we would have the opportunity to do a subscription for it, straight up. So if that is selfish or otherwise self-serving, you can judge that for yourself. But we're just really into it, into the vision, into Andrew, Navarro, and Fisher, and a lot of the folks that are working on it, the Sadler brothers from FFG. And I personally am extremely excited about the environmental reality of this. I majored in environmental science for 2 years at OSU, so like this is something that is very much on my mind, and Covenant as well. It's like this is a way to push things forward.
I mean, I think these conversations are things we've talked about forever. The kind of change, early on in the company's history, we were very ambitious, and it was basically what all could we possibly make better, and that's a huge thing for anyone to tackle. So the fact that Andrew left a job as a head studio of FFG, which is a major studio, to start his own companies essentially, and is basically tying it so closely together and put it all on the line. It's not like, I'm going to go be successful because I know I can be at this thing. And then once I'm successful, I'll use those resources to do good.
Yeah. Which is the trap everybody gets into.
Yeah, it's a tough trap. So yeah, I would absolutely love to see this game be successful and have expansions. I like the vision of the company. I like Andrew, and it definitely feels fresh. I'm pleased so far with what we've experienced. And of course, this is didn't mention it during this stream session, but what we're playing here is a slice of the game. So it's not even actually a slice of the game. It's just a vertical slice of the experience that they crafted for this stream to not spoil the story that's actually going to be in the game. So I assume that with a whole bunch more design, development, and testing of the full experience, if what we're seeing right now with a lot of placeholder art and sketches,
can you imagine?
I'm very excited about the prospect. And that said, I do know Andrew is planning to put this on TTS for anyone who wants to try it before the end of the Kickstarter. I think it ends next Tuesday. Sounds right. The final?
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about it, you're watching that before then, check that out. Definitely look at the Kickstarter. If you're watching this many years from now, check our website and see if it's there. You just never know.
Maybe it will be. I hope it will be.
And at worst, you can probably find this somewhere if you are interested in playing it. And it's, 2025 or something.
I mean, it could be the kind of thing that hits Kickstarter. It does a really nice send the campaign expansion and the core set. And
Done.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you have this crazy collector's item. Beautiful. It's like having a book, like a special edition of a book.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you read it every couple of years and share it with your friends. I don't know. Hope it gets expansions though, like 50 to 60 landmark cards just for everything. Love it. Take care, everybody. Hey, we'll see you.
Next week.
We'll see you tomorrow. Why don't you come join us for some Flesh and Blood?
That's right.
Like Zach says, basically the same game. We'll see you then.